Oh, we'll just fucking start it. I'm not arse, Connor. Alright. What do you want to do? Top 4 or relegation first? I want to do top 4.
Me and Andrew think that we should start with bottom up. Build it up to some hype for who we think is going to win the league.
Alright, okay. Alright.
So who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Here's my relegation. I'll just do... I'll name my...
Start with 20th.
Okay, 20th. I'll name the first... Like, I'll do, like... No, I'll say my first, like, 3 for the bottom. For relegation. So mine's Fulham in 20th, West Brom in 19th, and then I have Villa in 18th.
Alright, that's a big burn. That's a hard burn. I don't agree with it. I think you're factually wrong.
No.
But
Alright, so explain your choices there, Andrew.
No, because, look, okay. Fulham are in 20th, okay, because, first of all, they did fucking shit 2 years ago with them.
Yeah.
They had a better squad, but then again, like...
They've had more time to develop as a squad.
Well, they've definitely had more time to develop, but the only thing is I think it way too... Like, I was looking at, like, all their goal scoring and stuff like that. 26 of their goals last season came from Mitrovic. I don't think he'll get 26 in the Premier League.
No.
But, like, I still think he'll do pretty well. But if he gets injured, Fulham are fucked.
But to be fair, though, there's a lot of teams you could say the same thing for.
Yeah, I know, but I think they way too heavily rely on him.
Yeah.
And I think there's just, like West Brom...
Well, I thought Fulham had a better win percentage when Mitrovic wasn't in the team.
But I still think that, like, you still need goals, and, like, they just don't have that. And, like, I was looking at, like, West Brom, I put them above them because, like, defensively, I still think they're better.
Yeah, but for me, for Fulham, they haven't brought in... They haven't brought in enough quality. Like, I don't think they've brought in, like, too much Premier League standard quality.
I mean, to be fair to them, right? We're doing our predictions. This is just before the season starts.
Yeah.
They're still just under a month to go in the transfer window.
Yeah.
And Fulham will most definitely spend more money.
But
they've already brought in your man Areola from PSG on loan. I think that is a very solid keeper to bring in.
Yeah, he is pretty good from the times we've seen him play, but I think there was also a reason why PSG weren't playing him for a while.
Yeah, because you have Navas.
Yeah, but they also played Buffon over him. It was like, as soon as he came in as well. Like, they always seem to pick someone over him, like...
Well, I guess probably why he probably wanted to leave.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, like, maybe there's a reason there as to why they were always bringing in people out of him, like...
And who was 18 for you?
Oh, Villa.
Alright, do you want to explain that one?
Yeah, because Villa, like, okay...
I'll rebut you.
No, but like, think about this, like.
All right, I'll explain to you the differences once. Yeah, I'll correct you.
Yeah, no.
Don't worry.
No, but look, here it is. Look, the thing with Villa is, I don't think Grealish would do great again. I think he's good, but like.
Okay.
I think he's a little bit overrated.
Right.
And I also think that, like. I think he's got really fucking lucky with Trezeguet firing off at the end of the season.
I agree.
I don't think he'll be doing that again.
I agree.
I look at your squad. I don't think you have enough goals in you, and you're even kind of shaky at the back anyway. So I'm looking at, like, both sides of your pitch, and I'm like, at both ends you're kind of dodgy.
Right. Well, I'll explain to you how you're wrong. Right. So pre-lockdown, I would completely agree with you.
Yeah.
Pre-lockdown, you're very, very accurate, right?
Yeah.
But I felt personally. It was a completely different Villa post-lockdown. If you look at the post-lockdown stats, we've the fourth best defence in the league, fourth, fifth best defence in the league.
If I may,
players like Konsa and Douglas Luiz.
If I may, hold on. If you're basing where you're putting Villa off of post-COVID lockdown performances, that's fairly stupid. Because if you think about it, based off post-COVID lockdown stats, Mikel Antonio was the best striker in the world, and that is bullshit.
Right.
Also, no.
He was. I think he was. Well, okay, not the world, but Mikel Antonio was probably the most informed striker in the league. Mikel Antonio going into next season will not be the most informed striker in the league.
I think Noble had, like, the most created chances behind Kevin De Bruyne and Willian.
Yeah, you cannot. West Ham were probably one of the best teams in terms of their performances. after lockdown, and that will not carry over the next
No,
season.
they know 100%.
So you
they
cannot
won't do
base your where you put Aston Villa
But
off of
No.
that.
that. I think it's a
but-
fair thing to make. Like,
But also,
What I'm
right,
saying, it's not an entirely fair thing to base your entirety thing
But-
off.
yeah,
but
yeah.
what I'm also saying is, right, they brought in 12 new players altogether last year,
yeah,
and now they kind of the investment not paid off, but it got to they got their goal. We got our goal, and the squad have had a year to kind of gel together. That's what my
Why? Where do you have Villa?
I have them in
Hold on,
13th.
hold on.
But,
Get to that-
13th.
Get to
Yeah.
that later.
Alright.
Andrew, what the fuck?
I'll explain my reasons. I'll explain it once we go through the list. Why I think.
That's
crazy, man. Okay, yeah, we'll get to
Alright.
it later. I
Yeah.
guess.
Get to it later.
You
You
guys
know-
name your relegations.
Alright.
Okay, I'll go. Alright, so for me, 20th West Brom.
Yeah.
Right?
Alright.
So, when I was looking at West Brom, I was always going to put like at least one of the new teams from the Championship in it.
Hey,
And-
Connor, you might actually need to sit a bit closer to
And when I was comparing West Brom to Fulham and Leeds, I thought Fulham had the investment, Leeds had the manager, and West Brom didn't really have either. But there's one thing, and there's one thing in particular that might be able to help them out, and that is a man by the name of Pereira. He
Yeah.
was really good in Championship last season. Now, I'm not saying that's going to that should automatically
Yeah.
carry over, but if there's a man who can help set up the chances, like Grealish for Aston Villa was a major reason why
They
Villa were
stayed
able to
with
stay
Villa.
up, and I think that Pereira could do a similar job if West Brom were to stay up. But while we can do that, there's no guarantee that he will, and the West Brom team isn't great. Their top goal scorer was Charlie Austin, who most of the time was coming off the bench.
Yeah, how much did he get in the end? Was it 10 or something
10.
like that? Yeah. And,
And-
like, I think
Yeah.
Phillips had something like 9. No, Robson Canu had 9 or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
And if your super sub's got your top goal scorer, that means that your starting 11 is not getting enough goals.
Yeah.
And that was another problem. They have a lack of goals. But one thing I noticed when I was looking back at the record, they had 17 draws in the Championship last season. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, that is kind
For a
of.
team that finished second, that is a ridiculous amount of draws. And that really you can attribute that to
Yeah.
their lack of goals. But another thing, right, that was really big on me. They, for a long time in Championship last season, it was them and Leeds. It was super close. But when it came down to the post-COVID lockdown, Leeds ran away with it. And that's because West Brom, and they had kind of had a reputation for this, like, as the season going on. They were bottoming results a lot. The only reason why they were even automatically promoted was that Brentford bottled it themselves, losing games to Stoke. I think they lost to Barnsley. That was the only reason why West Brom were automatically promoted.
Yeah.
So when you're going into early April, and West Brom are down in the relegation zone, or in or around it, if not outright in it, does anyone think they're going to have the ball to fight back and try and stay in the Premier League? No.
Yeah, I don't think
I
they're
don't
going to
think
have
they do.
that like Sunderland Connor Wickham moment.
Yeah,
or-
they're not gonna pull off some amazing comeback.
I think the other thing with Maddie's prayer is like, do you know what, like a lot of players that tend to do really, really well in the Championship, sometimes it doesn't even like
Yeah.
correlate. Like, remember like Anthony Knockaert was like the best thing ever for Brighton, and then as soon as he came up to the Prem, like he just has not cut it. Like, and
It's
it's the
like
same with like
Dwight Gale.
Dwight Gale. Yeah, like he had a decent back half at the. He did pretty well for Newcastle there recently.
But it's like
After lockdown.
the
even
main
then,
the
like-
main thing I see coming from this season for West Brom is it's a good audition for Pereira for better teams.
Yeah.
And so that's basically all I really see from West Brom. They don't look. I mean, they brought in Robinson, but again, I don't think Robinson is not the solution to their lack of goals.
No,
No.
I wouldn't.
I like Robinson, but he's not going to get you your double-digit goal that you're looking for.
No,
if you're staying
he's
in the
not
league.
like that clinical lad who's going to be
No.
banging them in or anything
No.
like that. Off the
So-
wall.
I
19th. Aston Villa.
Oh
Okay.
my
Right.
god,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
really low.
So,
Okay.
hold on, I'll explain.
says the guy who put my.
So,
I have him in 18th,
Right.
yeah, but I didn't think they'd
so
do
Aston
that bad.
Villa, right? So they brought in Matty Cash and they brought in Watkins, right?
Thus
so
far.
the two, so that's they're all right, and they're two players that will immediately go and try and fix the two glaring problems in Aston Villa's team. One is that they have a lack of goals. Now that being said, Ollie Watkins was one of the top scorers in the championship last season. Was he the outright top goal scorer?
Yeah, joint goal scorer, top goal scorer,
Joint top
and
goal
player
scorer.
of the season.
Right? And that's, I mean, look, I think that's fine, but that still doesn't mean that he's going to be the answer to their problems.
No.
And I think Aston Villa's problem when it comes to them trying to solve their lack of goals is they keep looking for players in the wrong leagues. Who are the last three strikers they got?
Wesley.
Hold on. I know your last striker. It's Wesley from the Belgian league.
Yeah.
Samata, who to be fair, wasn't even good in his own league, but he played in Portugal, and now Ollie Watkins, who plays in the Championship. Who was the first player that Leeds signed when they came up?
Well, actually, we also signed Borja Bastion, but
They signed
Oh.
yeah.
Rodrigo,
Yeah.
a good player who played in a good team, playing in a good league. So it's a player who's already proven he can play in one of the major leagues. Ollie Watkins played in the Championship,
Right.
and that's not.
But-
You're not going for proven players in a major league. That's your problem.
But
What I will say is that like Wesley's pretty decent. Like he had a decent amount of goals,
yeah,
and like
like
one thing Aston Villa have is they will have McGinn this season, and they will have Wesley, who were out for like large periods of the
Yeah.
season.
But I don't think they're. I still don't think they're
But,
one.
see-
So they cannot keep Leeds. I mean, you'd have to think. I mean, if Aston Villa could have been like even in a position to win to lead in games, they probably would have been top of the league in terms of dropping points. But
Yeah.
it's like most games they weren't in a position to actually, they weren't ever leading the game, and the games they were leading, there were a lot of times where they just didn't end up winning.
Yeah,
You know,
they kinda
the
bottled it,
Arsenal
yeah.
one is a glaring problem. They were 1-0 up against a 10-man Arsenal,
Yeah.
then 2-1 up, and then lost 3-2.
Yeah.
You cannot be letting results like that go.
No.
That is.
I
Arsenal,
do
like.
feel-
Yeah, but it's not every day that you're gonna get a win against top 6 side, and that was a great opportunity for them, and they didn't take advantage of it.
Yeah, but I feel that. But as I said earlier, it was still a relatively new Aston Villa. I feel that the
But still
squad,
relatively inadequate Aston Villa.
right. But I felt
But you
that,
think those players will like come back or something like that?
no, I just feel that the squad didn't develop. You know, you're getting in players like Wesley from foreign leagues that always need a year to settle. You always need foreign players to settle for a year before they can
Yeah,
really. That's why I do think Wesley will be a lot better this
But
season.
his goal scoring record in the Belgian league wasn't even that great.
But he's more of a second striker. He's
But the
more
pla-
of someone to.
So if he's your second striker,
He's more- no, he's
your
more-
options are either
He's
Samata, who's awful, or Watkins,
right.
who's unproven. There's another striker that might need to take another year.
no, but right.
Who's your 18th gunner, RG?
My 18th. Well, one positive I will. What's a positive? I don't want to be completely negative and share on Aston Villa. I think Grealish is a positive for them.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah,
I think. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of Jack Grealish, but
I have
there's
to-
one thing I can't deny, and that is stats.
He's
Stats
pretty
are,
creative as
he
well.
was their top He was their top contributor
Yeah.
in terms of goal and assists. He was the most fouled player
in the league.
in the league, and what
by
that means
country
is that
mile.
for a team that basically plays park the bus football and relies on counter-attacking set pieces, Jack Grealish being the most fouled and creating those set pieces is very good for them. But I think the biggest problem for Aston Villa is Dean Smith. He's a manager his main strategy is park the bus. But when they concede early, he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have tactics. He's not a guy who's going to be like, come on lads, we're 1-0. We're still in this. We can come back. We know we're good enough. We can do it.
Right,
He's not that. If
yeah.
Dean Smith is still Aston Villa's manager by the end of the season, that is a problem.
Well, I don't think Villa have that kind of structure, that like clear structure that you see with someone like Sheffield United, who did so well. Like
Right.
they had that real like evidence structure. Of how
But
they play and stuff
compare
like that.
Dean Smith to the managers of other teams that were just promoted. He's nowhere near as good as Chris Wilder or Patricio or Dyche. He's not. I mean, realistically, the best comparison would be Burnley. Burnley are a team that would sit back, they defend well, and they would look to hit back on counterattacks. And you look at Burnley compared to Aston Villa. Burnley is better in every way, realistically.
Yeah.
They're better at that style, and at least when they go down, they have some idea of what they want to do, and had to fight back into the game. Villa don't have that, and they need that because they will be behind a lot next season.
I think what like stands to Villa though is they do have some kind of sellable assets if they go down.
Yes, they do.
Like they can like generate some kind of wealth.
Right.
It's not like if West Brom go down, they're totally fucked.
So my 18th, Brighton.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez,
I-
holy shit,
So
that's fucking low.
Yeah.
I mean, you say that's low. Where were they? 15 last season.
Yeah.
That's like they weren't. Hold on.
I'll tell you mine. I have them in 13th.
Nah,
Yeah,
man.
I've
that's
been
that's too good for them.
No,
Okay,
I
hold
have
on.
them in the
So
very
they
similar
finished.
position.
They finished 15th, just 2 points clear ahead of West Ham at 16th. And when you look at the other teams around them, other teams around them are going to improve. Brighton, who they brought in? Let's see. They brought in Lallana and Veltman. Now Lallana and
Lallana's
Veltman.
top quality. Though.
Lallana
But you can't
is a
say
good
fit.
player, and he will improve the midfield. But let's not act like, and I like Lallana. Don't get me wrong. But let's not act like he's going to be a huge driving force in their midfield, because he won't be.
He could be.
When's the last time Lallana played 5 league games in a row?
Yeah, that's very true.
It's a long time,
yeah.
and it'll take some time for him to really get going again.
But they probably won't even be relying on him in that midfield.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, who do they have? I mean, when you
Magpie.
look at like their standout players, there's Matt Ryan's a good goalkeeper, Lewis Dunk's a great centre back,
Yeah.
and then
Adam
there's-
Webster.
But I think they have like the thing with Brighton is
I think
they have like a great
good-
defense, and I think like the best thing they possibly have is Graham Potter. I think he's a fucking great manager.
I just don't think he'll be able to keep them.
I think he's a great manager, and I think they have
I think-
they really play with like a system and
I
stuff.
think
like
they have a
that.
poor midfield. I think their midfield is very weak. It's not
Yeah.
not good.
And they don't have like
And the Lallana will improve. I think letting Moy go was a very strange one, because Moy was a standout player for Huddersfield when they were in the league.
Yeah.
And that's not like in the Championship. They were in the Premier League. He
Yeah.
was a standout player, and they signed him. I thought that was a good signing for them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then they did nothing with him, and then they just let him go.
Yeah, it's kind of. But like I think
I think they don't.
they
have-
are missing that guy like Glenn Murray as well, who was getting like 10 goals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have a lack of goals as well.
Yeah, but I think maybe Mopai could like bring it this season.
Yeah.
Maybe, but
I think
I
if
don't
like
think he's gonna be enough of a goal scorer to keep you in the league.
I think Brighton will get another striker this season, and I think they'll play
Oh,
with
again,
like two. And I think
they
like
possibly
it'd be Brighton
could.
and Mopai and like
He could, because I know
think
Troy
they'll do
Deeney's
well.
been being linked away to Watford,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying he could go to Brighton, but you never know, he could,
Yeah,
and they could sign another striker. But I'm saying as of right now, with what we're working with, I don't think there's anyone on the team that's going to get them enough goals to keep them up.
I think they have a solid defense though. Like,
They
that's,
do.
That's something
That's their
where,
best
like,
attribute.
Like that's like I think like what really stands to lower Premier League clubs is it's not really about like their attacking football or how they play. Like a lot of the time, like if you have like a solid defense, you'll probably do
They
it.
have
Yeah.
solid
Like,
defense.
Like that's why Burnley have done well.
But I think they
really
also
well.
That's why
have-
Crystal Palace are still in the league.
Yeah,
They
that's what
score-
Crystal Palace. Crystal
they-
Palace are the lowest scoring team.
See,
Yeah.
it's weird with Brighton, right? They had a lot. They have a good defense, but I'm pretty sure they were among the highest in terms of goals conceded,
Yeah,
which is really bad.
yeah, but I
When your
still
strongest
think that,
attribute is still one of the worst in the league,
like,
that's
yeah.
not a great sign for your chance of survival going into the next season.
I just think like Graham Potter is like the key
I
to
think
why Brighton will do
the
well.
biggest problem, and this is for Brighton, is the overall in the league. The league is going to be improving a lot more offensively,
Yeah,
and Brighton can't really improve much more defensively. And they haven't improved much offensively.
yeah.
And so when their defense is already among the leakiest in the league, and everyone else is going to be getting better in terms of attacking, it's not looking good for Brighton.
I think they've got Trossard though, and he's quality.
Yeah.
He is.
I think like he's gonna start popping off this season. I think he'll like.
I don't think
pick
enough.
up. No, but I think he'd be really key to like creating some chances for him. And Pascal Gross is quality as well.
But that's my relegation.
And then I think like what's his name? The lad who plays fullback from the young lad who came up. Lamptey.
Ben White.
Is it Lamptey? No, not Ben White.
No.
Lamptey, isn't it? I think that's his name. He was playing against Liverpool there, and he was also playing against in like after the restart, and he was quality as well. So I don't know. I think like Brighton may have just enough. I think to stay up,
Yeah.
and I think there's like a lot.
I mean,
To be honest, I don't think it's a case that Brighton are going to do well. I think it's just a case that I think there's other teams that will do shitter than them.
Yeah.
but you say that. I think a lot of people thought Bournemouth had enough to stay up,
Yeah.
and I mean, look at them. Now their team would be picked apart.
But I think there was signs that Bournemouth were starting to slow down.
But they had overall they had a better team than the teams that were above them.
Yeah.
And like Bournemouth's team is better than Brighton's team.
Well, that's why I'm not looking so much at squads, but like how they play, and I just feel
What I'm
that,
saying, like Brighton, like who knows what they'll be like. They could come out good next season,
yeah,
but it's much more likely that they won't. They'll be bad.
yeah. Andy, what's your relegation?
So 20th place at Fulham.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
We all
That's
have
fair
Fulham.
enough.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
there's no much more need. There's not much more that needs to be explained about
Yeah,
Fulham.
that's
We've
very
gone
fair.
through.
I mean, I didn't put Fulham in relegation.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
But we've talked with them enough. I don't feel that they invested well in their squad, but
Well, why do you think they're staying up? Where do you have them?
I have them 17th.
yeah,
I have
so
I have them
close.
barely staying up.
But why do you think they barely stay up? Just because the others are shitter?
I think, well, if Fulham are gonna stay up, there's only one major reason. Hold on, I have to keep flicking back and forth because this
you
is
got your notes.
yeah, because my notes. I do have notes on every team.
Yeah. Fair play to you, Colin.
Yeah.
Doing a little homework in here.
Yeah.
I'm too fucking
So
lazy
Fulham.
to do that.
So, okay, so literally, okay, so I only have like one positive and one negative for Fulham because they're kind of they don't really have. I didn't watch much of the championship last season.
Yeah.
But I did watch enough, and Fulham, I think they were better towards the end. And I looked at we watched them through the playoffs, and they know what they have a sense of style. They do know what play style they want, and that's a
Yeah.
really good thing to have coming into the next season. But the biggest positive is Mitrovic. It has to be Mitrovic.
Yeah.
Because the dude is a natural goal scorer, and unlike some of the other strikers that would be coming up, we know that Mitrovic
He can hack it.
he can do it in the Premier League.
Yeah.
As opposed to other strikers that would be coming up from the other league, you know, like Ollie Watkins that would be for Aston Villa, or like Bamford for Leeds.
You guys continue on with it.
Just because they can score, go in the championship, doesn't mean they're gonna make it in the Premier League. Mitrovic has already proven that he can.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem for Fulham is that, as an overall, in terms of their squad, in terms of their cover, there's just there's not much there. There's a real lack of quality overall on their team.
Well,
like James was saying
At
earlier,
least, like,
if Mitrovic gets injured,
yeah,
who do they have?
yeah.
No one.
But at least, like, what you do, like, now that you say, like, at least Fulham have, like, a top quality striker. When, like,
Yeah.
the teams that you've named in your relegation, like,
They don't.
They don't have that kind of guy who'll get them plus 10.
That's the biggest reason why I think Fulham will stay up. I think
Yes.
if they stay up, it's going to be because of Mitrovic.
Why? What else do you have in your relegation?
So number 19 is extremely controversial, but I have Leeds United.
Whoa! Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
my logic,
Wow.
to, my logic to
Classic
this
that you
is,
have the
right?
two other
Yeah.
championship teams in relegation, but
I think I know what you're going to say here.
My logic is they're the biggest bottlers, one of the biggest bottlers in the past
Oh, okay.
10 years,
I didn't
right?
think you'd say that.
That's a bit strange.
I feel.
Wait, hold
I
on. You
feel-
have
I
West
feel
Brom not in this
I
relegation
feel,
zone?
I feel that
Are West Brom not technically bigger bottlers than Leeds?
no.
Yes, they are. Did they win the championship
No, but
last
they were
season?
pretty consistent
Yeah.
around for a
They were
while.
what, consistently ballowing it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
consistently, like,
Barely saying.
yeah, just off the top 10.
Yeah.
Sorry, Phil.
But yeah, I just feel I don't feel they've improved so much in the transfer window,
Rodrigo and Helder
and I
Costa.
feel like I don't really rate Costa, to be honest.
Rodrigo.
Yeah, but the thing I'd say about Rodrigo is he's coming from a foreign league. He never.
Oh yeah, that La Liga, a bunch of piss that is.
No, but he's coming from a foreign league, and so it was very hard for a new player to come into a new league
I definitely,
and perform straight off the bat.
I definitely think players coming from La Liga struggle more than players coming from somewhere
Yeah.
like the Bundesliga.
But Aston Villa strikers are coming from minor leagues.
Yeah, no, I know.
And he's saying
Yeah.
that he's saying that Ollie Watkins is
But,
immediately
like,
going to change the
I can see
fortunes.
what he's saying about, like, Rodrigo coming
Yeah.
from La Liga. Like,
Yeah,
a lot of
no.
La Liga players.
There's definitely that argument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's say that immediately discount him because of that is a bit unfair as well.
I'm also just doing my predictions, right? Plus, even then, I always feel the Premier League's so unpredictable, right?
Yeah.
Like, who would have predicted Sheffield United last season to finish in top 10?
Yeah.
fair,
Did we predict that? None of us would have
to
predicted
be
that.
fair, the pattern had been going recently that the championship teams were doing well and when they came up. the thing was, no one expected the Championship team to do that well to be Sheffield United.
Yeah.
They expected it to be
Norwich or Aston Villa.
I think everyone put Sheffield United down as 20th going into the season. So I think no one expected them. I think people more expected Norwich to be the better team
Yeah, Norwich. Yeah.
going into it, but they were
They were
they were good at the start and they just fell off completely.
So-
But there had been a pattern. Like Newcastle, when they came up, they were good.
Yeah.
They finished 10th. When Wolves came up, they were fantastic.
Yeah.
And then when Sheffield United came up,
Yeah.
I have Leeds in 16th.
Yeah, right.
And I think like I can understand why
have
you're
Leeds in
saying
16th.
that, because what I'm saying about Leeds is like,
I have Leeds in 16 as well, actually.
because I think everyone's saying like Leeds, they're going to get top 10 and stuff like that because of Bielsa ball and all this, but I think a lot of the time, like sometimes when a championship team does come up with like a clear style and everything like
Yeah.
that, they really fucking struggle to translate it to the Premier League.
Same with Aston Villa in the championship season beforehand. On that 10-game winning run, we played amazing football.
Yeah.
Amazing football. And then we came up.
See,
We couldn't be the attacking the
Hold on.
the
Leeds-
dominant
Well,
attacking side.
I was thinking more Norwich. Like Norwich came up with like a real clear
Yeah.
style of play, attacking football,
Dean Smith.
and like they couldn't translate that.
Dean
to the Premier
Smith
League.
was kind of like the championship version of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, where when he was first brought in, he was the best team since sliced bread. They were winning all their games. They were on a fantastic run, and then when they're like in the job properly, suddenly they've gone to shit. Like Dean Smith, like the Aston Villa
It's like that kind
now,
of honeymoon
or towards
period.
basically the entirety of last season compared to where they were in the back when he first came in the back half of the championship season before that. They're two completely different teams, despite the fact they're basically the exact same.
Yeah.
The way they were playing was completely different. They were so much worse when they came to the Premier League.
Who else do you have, Andrew?
Well, I also have Crystal Palace in the relegation zone.
What?
No, that is fair. I have
No,
Palace
it's
at
not.
17.
Okay,
No,
so
That's
my
very true.
my
That is fair.
my thing about Crystal Palace is they're going to lose Zaha.
I don't think they're going
Not
to lose
necessarily.
that. No.
I tell you, I feel.
I
they're
don't
gonna-
think anyone's going to pick him up.
This dude thinks that Chris Palace are going to lose that. I'm going to lose Zaha, and Aston Villa are going to hang on to Grealish.
No, here, look. Here's what I'm saying about Palace. What I'd agree with you is the sense that I don't think they'll lose Zaha, but Zaha dropped off
Yeah.
significantly last season. If he doesn't pick it up this season, I think
I
Palace.
think,
Well,
yeah,
I don't-
I think a lot of rumors
Palace, like they were Jordan Ayew got something like plus 10 goals, and I think he got close to 15 or something like that.
I thought he got like 9 or something.
No, he got 9, yeah, but he's not going to do that again. I think that was like kind of like a blip in his season.
Yeah.
I think
But I think
like they've got like Benteke's got 2 goals.
Benteke is not. If Benteke is there, is one. Basically, Benteke is not good.
Yeah, like they've got no goals in their team, and then they've got just an aging backline that's aging every fucking season.
Yeah.
But
They've
it's still
got
a
no
very good
resaleable
backline.
assets.
Yeah.
And like their midfield's not even that great. Like they've got like MacArthur's getting older again.
Well,
Like Milivojevic is older again, and like
They're not
he's
replaced.
not gonna get the another like 10 goals from penalties again.
he could. That's what Zaha is good at.
Like, why do you think they're gonna go down?
I just don't think they have the good attacking threat anymore.
Yeah.
I feel since if I'm going just from post lockdown stats here, they lost last
Yeah,
7,
they were fucking shit form.
6. Yeah,
They
I
were
feel-
losing like 4-0 to New York.
I'm sure that creates bad.
So the Crystal Palace record last season, they had 11 wins, 10 draws, and 17 losses.
Yeah.
That is a lot of losses for a
Um,
team that was like just like they were always well cleared of relegation battle, but they were kind of
Their
like
first half of the
they were
season was
near
really
there.
good, but I don't think they'll like do that.
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
So I feel there might
when they
be
beat City.
there might be a bit of a loss of morale within the squad. I don't think they have the best players. I think Zaha wants to go, and when the player wants to go, they won't perform as well.
Yeah.
So no matter what, they should just cash in on him this year. And now they got Eze in from QPR, and he's
Meant to be
a
quality.
really talented.
Yeah, he's
So,
meant to be quality.
I was watching the last game of the season, and if you kind of see his goal against West Brom, it was
So
Yeah.
it was
for,
definitely
for
something.
me personally, I put Palace 15th, right? And I think for the reason why I think Easy was a very good signing for them.
Yeah,
I think he improved their midfield. I think he'll be able to contribute
Yeah.
more from the midfield. I
It's
think
still
I think
relying on a championship player.
I think they're very solid defensively. And I don't think. I mean, I'm only dealing in like what I know from the squad. I'm not going off the assumption that they're not going to have Zaha going into next season. I'm going off what I know, and what I know is Zaha is a Crystal Palace player, and if he's a Crystal Palace player going into next season, that he will not be as bad as he was this season. I think he'll be. I think he'll be fine. I think IU will still contribute with goals. I don't think he's going to get as many as he did last season, but I think he'll still contribute. And I mean Benteke, he's Benteke.
For the last like 3 or 4 seasons,
They do have a poor goal threat, and quite like realistically, when you look at their bench, there's no one you can think of that they can bring on who's gonna change anything. Who's gonna like suddenly make them threatening. Like Connor Wickham.
No, like their defense, like the only thing that they've got going for them is they've got really good defense at times.
Yes.
But after, like you were saying, after lockdown, like
They felt the shit.
they were doing shit and they were letting.
Well, I don't want to base off how Chris Ball's going to do next season based off
lockdown. Yeah, I know that, but I still think
form.
like all their players, like Scott Dan is old, Cahill's old, like they're a year older again.
But you think you can get away
Sacco's
with
a year older again.
But you can get away with that more at centre back.
I think you can, but like these are guys who are like hitting like
36 now.
Like
yeah.
hold on, like you're
Cahill's
saying
what,
that
35, 36?
you're saying that. I mean, Chelsea have just signed Thiago Silva.
Yeah, but Thiago Silva's
No, okay,
a
hold on.
Hold on.
Let me talk. I'm not saying that Gary Cahill or Mamadou Sakho are as good as Thiago Silva.
Yeah.
But what age is Thiago Silva now?
34.
34.
And that's still seen as a great signing. And it is. So you can get away with that aging more. Now, I'm not saying Gary Cahill now or Mamadou Sakho are better, are as good or better than Thiago Silva. But I'm saying age isn't as big as a deal.
Older again as well. Like they're all they're all super old now.
Like, you can say it. I don't think it matters as much as centre back. I think they're fine as long as they're fullbacks.
Oh.
And
If
they're
their
midfield as well.
If their fullbacks can still have a bit of pace to them, I don't think it's as bad.
Van Aanholt is getting. Was he 20? He's 28 now. I think he's still young enough. Like, and he's still got pace. Yeah, but he's still like. I think he's still a little bit leaky behind them a bit as well.
Who's his keeper? Guetta, isn't it?
Hennessy, isn't it?
Oh, it's Hennessy or it's Vincent Guetta.
Oh, it's Gaeta. Yeah, it's Gaeta. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, he's a quality.
Yeah,
keeper.
he's fine. Yeah,
like
he's good,
defensively, they're really good, but I still think that
I
I just think I can see.
the reason why I'm not putting them like any higher is that there's no real consistent goal threat.
But who do you have above them then? Who's you're in 17th? Like who?
So who do I have?
17th?
Yeah.
I have West Brom 17th.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, so I actually.
But why do you think that they'll finish above Paz?
So my idea was, I was talking to my friend who supports West Brom,
Yeah.
and getting his advice, and I was also looking at their squad. They're bringing back this, Pereira and your man from West Ham. What's his name?
Robinson.
No, not Robinson.
Of West Ham, Diagna.
Diagna.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bringing back the same squad, and they're keeping the best players that they brought in. Darragh O'Shea's coming up well. He's starting very well. No, seriously, he's been a revelation at right back.
I'm thinking, how disastrous would it have been for West Brom had they not come up? That team would have fallen apart.
Well, they're
they wouldn't have had the money to get.
They're
the
so
players
old,
they
and
had.
I think like the problem is Sam Village. Like from what I heard, like he just really likes to let his talented players do their talented shit.
Like,
but like you can't do that in the Premier League because like it's
I
not
don't
like those
think
guys.
Village
Will
is a
be
great
doing
manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a great record in the Premier League.
He loves to like just let those trickster lads like have their like try run the game. Like you saw with Dimitri Payet when they were at West Ham. Like, but I don't think like. I don't know if those guys will come up and do that in the Premier League from doing it in Championship. Like.
Yeah, but I only feel this way if they get a decent striker in, because Charlie Austin he won't do anything in the Premier League.
Yeah,
this
I
year.
know.
Well, hold on. That's a
He
bit
got
unfair.
10 goals in Championship.
But
As a super sub.
Yeah, but he's
He was
like,
basically bringing. Hold on. If you watch
He had
West
a
Brom
drop
games
off to
last season,
Southampton, though.
there were a lot of times where he was being brought on in like the 80th minute to try and get a quick goal, and he
Yeah.
was doing that.
But he was getting them from penalties as well, though.
No, he wasn't.
They were from penalties.
No,
A lot
he
of them
weren't.
were
he
from
was
penalties.
pretty dirt at Southampton. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't great at Southampton. Like
Yeah,
and,
he had
saying.
that in one amazing season at QPR.
and I don't think Robson Canu's a quality striker either.
No, he's very old now, isn't he?
I just look at their front. Like I don't know. There's a lot of players where you're just like I can't see that.
I feel like
and even their defense doesn't even look that great. Like El Higazi and
yeah, Higazi, yeah.
Higazi, yeah, what's his name? Yeah, that's his name. Like yeah, like I just don't think like they have enough
I
quality.
mean, I'm gonna be honest. I would have much rather Brentford come up instead of West Brom.
I wouldn't personally.
I mean, I think Brentford were. I think they would have been a better team. I think they would have played a better style. I think they would have a better chance of staying up than West Brom.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
But
How-
what I will say is at least like those West Brom players, a lot of them have experience in the Premier League. Like
Yeah.
a lot of their players have more experience in the Premier League than,
Ollie
okay,
Watkins.
so
especially like against that Leeds side.
where are we at in terms of like? So I mean, so what's your
Oh
bottom
well,
five?
what's my 17th?
What's your bottom five?
bottom five? What so like 16?
So just reiterate what your bottom five is.
So 20th is Fulham, 19th West Ham, 18th Villa, 17th
West Ham?
Palace. Sorry, West Brom. Sorry, 20th Fulham, 19th West Brom, 18th Villa, 17th Crystal Palace, 16th Leeds.
Okay, so West Brom 20th, Villa 19th, Brighton 18th, Fulham 17th, and Leeds in 16th.
Right.
And I think I was saying earlier about Leeds and why I think they would do better than the other Championship teams. I don't think they'll do great, but I think Rodrigo's a good signing. I think even if he takes a year to, I think he can still get goals for them.
At least they have that structure as well.
Yeah.
I guess.
And I think Bielsa is a big reason for why. I think his style would work better in the Premier League than it did in the Championship. Because the Championship is just fucking wild.
Yeah.
I think
From someone who's spent 3 years in the Championship, it's definitely a roller coaster of a league.
yeah, I think there's a more structured style to the Premier League. You know, teams have their own way of playing.
Yeah.
I know it's a faster pace, but I think the Championship's kind of just like it's all over the place in terms of like what the teams are like. You know, anyone can beat anyone in the Championship.
Any given day, yeah.
Like way more than it is in the Premier League. So I think Leeds will do better in that than in Championship. I think their style will work better. So I
It's
think they'll do
funny
better
how we
than
all
other
have
teams.
Leeds pretty low though, because like everyone's saying like they could like approach top 10.
Yeah, but
and
it's the
stuff.
same thing, right? These same people are probably saying that Sheffield United would finish 20th last season.
Well, everyone was saying that like.
Like I
remember everyone saying that like Norwich would be like in top 10 or something like that, or
Yeah. I mean, so people are stupid.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, to be fair,
Then again, we could
to be
have
fair,
something here
yeah.
like as fucking retarded.
we could be like Aston Villa
Aston Villa,
13th.
yeah.
Like Aston Villa 13. That's just ridiculous. There's absolutely no one that stupid to put Aston Villa 13, right?
Who's
As
your
high as
bottom
13.
five, Andrew?
Alright, so you're actually going to hate me for it. Not hating you, this one, but Fulham, Leeds, Crystal Palace, West Brom, and another controversial one.
So it's 16th?
Sheffield United.
What?
Ooh.
At 16th?
Now I'll
What?
explain.
At
Right?
16.
So they came in with this unique style to the Premier League, right? They came with this very unique.
I'd love it if your predictions are 100% right. And
Because the way I see it as well, right?
yeah.
The way I see these predictions, like predicting the Premier League, is not straight ball. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't
Sometimes
just-
there's always that outlier. Like
yeah, like would you have predicted Watford, Bournemouth to go down this year?
I wouldn't have predicted Watford to go down.
No, you wouldn't have. So you have to almost kind of
Yeah.
go against your gut feelings as well. But I
To be
feel
fair,
like
I don't think anyone predicted Norwich to go down either.
I predicted
Yeah.
to go down. I predicted
You
Sheffield
hate
United.
all Championship teams, Andrew. Which is why
I hate all
which
teams but Aston
You
Villa.
hate every Championship team, which is why you put Sheffield United in 16th.
I don't hate West Brom. But
Which is why you put
But
them.
why'd you have Sheffield so low? Why are they
I
in
just-
16th?
Yeah,
I just-
so like last season they were.
They did have a drop off after lockdown though.
yeah.
They
Yes,
they bottled it after lockdown because
Yeah.
they were close to
Sheffield got
they were
finished
close
in
to top
9th,
4 almost.
but 54 points, 2 points off Arsenal.
Yeah.
And you think that they'll go from 9th down to 16th?
Yeah.
Well, I think the thing is,
That's
like, people, there was definitely that they had that element of like
But
teams were
that's-
coming up against Sheffield thinking like, oh, this will be fucking easy,
Yeah.
and then like, but now like people are like, oh no, Sheffield are a good team. And
yeah. It's definitely plus their style, can that work again? That's the
Yes.
overlapping centre back.
Yes.
But at least teams will be more aware of the style. I don't think they've brought in amazing signings. They've lost Dean Henderson, who was an absolute
Yeah,
coup
that is
as
true.
goalkeeper.
Losing Henderson is
No, you can replace him with Ramsdale, but is Ramsdale
No, I
Dean
don't think he
Henderson?
is, no.
I know they brought in your man from Chelsea on loan. Ampadu.
No.
I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Ethan Ampadu.
Yeah.
Oh, they got him, did they?
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
see
you
that,
know.
yeah.
Hold on. I will say, so you're saying that people will come accustomed to Sheffield United's attack. Just because they come accustomed to it doesn't mean that they're going to have an answer to it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know City, they're a much better team than Sheffield United. But when you watch City play, they do a lot of the same things every game, which is if it's not De Bruyne with the ball, if it's a winger, they will run right down the wing, and the teams, like I've seen City do this hundreds of times, and teams, they keep defending like the cross is going to come in, but every single time it's never a cross, it's a cutback, it's a pass back into the box for an easy shot because everyone's expecting the cross, and that tells you that teams in the Premier League, they're not exactly the smartest when it comes to actually like watching how other teams play and getting used to what they do.
Right. But I just don't think...
Because it's not the same thing every time.
But the thing with Sheffield here is, and the Dean Henderson's a good point, because what happens is
well, I thought that was a big negative for them.
they're very good at defending, but sometimes they are pretty susceptible to the cross.
Yeah.
Sheffield United are, and the best thing about Henderson was he was very good at climbing that cross, but Ramsdale is very poor.
I mean, let's be
that
honest.
cross.
Like Ramsdale is a mass. I mean, it's not that I don't think Ramsdale. It's not like I think Ramsdale was bad. I just think
he's a great
big,
shot stopper, but
He's
apparently
a big drop off from Henderson.
apparently he's not good at claiming that cross.
Yeah.
And like I think that could be really dangerous for them.
That could be something that Wilder,
He
gets
probably
him to do.
address it somehow.
Yeah,
Like knowing Wilder, like I think he's a great manager.
I think if Wilder will try and say to him, you need to be trying to be brave, and you try and run out into the box, grab that ball.
Yeah.
Because that if Wilder recognises that's a weakness of this team, and that's why Henderson would always do it, then he would try and say to Ramsdale, you need to try and come out and claim that ball first.
But I think it
is a drop off.
It is kind of like.
But to be fair to
But
Ramsdale,
why do you have them so low? Like who do you think is like better than them?
Aston Villa.
Yeah, like Villa's up there.
So, hold on, don't like say like who you think is doing better. Like why do you think Sheffield United would fall off so dramatically?
Well, I don't think that...
Like that's like
It's not as if like they've been consistently doing this year after year, right?
when we have
teams
one year in
are-
the Premier League.
They've been, yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like it's their second season syndrome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fair thing.
But hold on, you're saying one team I will specifically point out to counter your point about them. Burnley have been doing the exact same shit every single year since they came up, and that works fine. They're always solidly mid-table.
Yeah, but
you are never thinking if you go into the next season, you are never thinking this is the year Burnley get relegated.
That's very true. Yeah.
Like Burnley have been doing the exact same thing, and the thing about it is because it's not just
so
like
boring to be a Burnley fan. Man.
it's like the way they play, right?
fucking
This
awful.
isn't like some like attacking thing where it's like, oh, you can counter attacking team by playing something different.
Yeah.
You cannot counter the defensive style. That's not something you can just like, oh, we'll play around it. We'll just attack better. That's how we'll counter your defense. That's not how it works. You don't just like attack. You don't just become better at attacking just because you're playing a defensive side of the team. And Sheffield United are similar to that. They are very defensively minded.
What I will say is there's players for that team though who were scoring a lot of goals who I don't think would like. I think Lundstrom got something like 6 goals.
Yeah, I must say
Like Lundstrom's a great player.
Yeah.
But what I will say is like can he pitch in when there's 6 goals? There was a couple of players there where I was looking at and like a lot of those players in like the midfield and defense like they had like a lot of goals and you're like what they're really lacking is a striker. Like they don't have like and I think Muse had one of those seasons where like he kind of was.
I think
popping
he'll be
off.
better. I think he'll probably be better next season. Maybe.
I don't know. I think he might have been like one season kind of fluke kind of thing.
No,
He had a great run of form. Was it around January?
I don't think like
no. When he
Matt Burney
first
is not
signed him.
great. We know
I think
McGoldrick isn't a finisher.
If I'm Sheffield United, the one big problem that they need to address is that their top goal scorer last season had single-digit goals.
But
Yeah.
That is problematic.
I also think though, right, that they don't have the investment. They don't have the quiet investment that other Premier League teams can have, like Aston Villa, Leeds, even.
But surely, like they get a decent amount of prize money after like finishing where they did. Like,
yeah, but
doesn't like a whole position in like the table like make a major fucking difference? Like,
So when I'm looking at Sheffield United, right, there's the positive for them is they play really well as a team.
yeah,
It's the same core group that they've been playing with for a while. You're saying when you're looking at Aston Villa, right? You're saying, oh, see, it's the same squad. They have a year to gel, and that's why they'll be much better.
Yeah.
This is a team that's been playing together for years, right?
where do you have Sheffield actually?
Me personally,
Yeah. Because mine's a bit mad. Like,
I have them 11th.
Yeah.
I think they
I
won't
have
be
them
as good. Like same space.
Yeah,
I think it's Evan. I don't think they're.
I still think they're going to drop off, but I just think that
But
there's
also,
more
they've-
teams that will have a drop off. From
Bar Henderson, right? Which is a negative. They don't have Henderson anymore. That's
yeah,
not good. They've kept basically the entirety of the rest of their squad.
yeah.
And I don't think just because they've changed out Henderson for Ramsdale for Henderson that's going to suddenly mean that they're suddenly going to be in a real battle for relegation.
Yeah.
I just think if they can improve their goals, because they do have a lack of goals, if they can get someone who can get them double-digit goals, I think they will have no problem staying up.
Well, that's why I don't think they'll be so low, because they won't get someone in. They don't have the investment. Chris Wallace come out and said he probably won't spend more than he did on Aaron Ramsdale. That's probably that's where
they spent 18 million on him.
Yeah,
That's a lot
That's actually quite a lot. Yeah.
for a champ. For would have been a championship goalkeeper.
Yeah, like.
Think about it, right? Callum Wilson went for 20 million. How is Ramsdale going for 18?
Yeah.
That's baffling.
But hang on, Connor. Did you say your bottom 5? No, I don't think you did. I
so
don't
my
think you
bottom
said your 17th and 16th.
So my 20th is West Brom, 19th Aston Villa,
Yeah.
18th Brighton, 17th Fulham, 16th Leeds.
yeah,
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So
Here,
that,
we'll move on to higher than that then. We'll do 15th, 14th, 13th, and 12th.
okay.
All right, so we'll go first.
Oh, we'll go up to 11 actually. We'll go from.
Yeah, we'll get to the
15
top half of
11.
the table.
Yeah.
So 15th, I'll say Burnley.
Ooh.
Burnley, yeah.
That's a hot take.
That's quite low.
That's a hot take right
No,
there.
but they
Alright, continue. Yeah,
Alright,
continue.
15th
We'll get back to that.
Burnley, 14th Brighton, 13th the Villa, 12 Newcastle, 11 West Ham.
Newcastle are fucking high on you.
Yeah,
And West Ham. They're very high.
yeah.
Okay, so explain your choices there.
All right, so Burnley, yeah. Say with Burnley, they're going to lose James Dukowski to West Ham. That's the rumours at the moment.
Again, see, Andrew, this is the problem for you.
But
This seems to be a thing with you. You're dealing in rumors.
Yeah.
You're basing your predictions off of rumors.
But it's hard. But at the moment, though.
Yeah, I know.
We're predicting.
But you
a
need to
month
work
early.
with what you know.
Yeah.
You can't just say, "Oh well, if Tarkowski does go, suddenly
Right.
we're in trouble."
There seems to be.
There's no guarantee that will go.
There seems to be unrest about Sean Dyche. He wants to leave.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
No.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Really?
that's a no.
Yeah. Well.
Well,
the
if
rumours-
if Burnley lose Dyche,
Have you
they're
heard that?
fucked.
Yeah.
I
So
know.
there was rumours
of.
of. There was rumours.
So
of
you're
Villa
dealing in
taking
rumors
him.
again.
Well, I was only just going off speculation.
Oh, Villa taking him.
Villa taking him.
These Villa chats that you listen to.
Why would you take such a,
Why would you go to Villa?
Why would you take such a massive downgrade?
Well, to be fair, from what Sean actually said in Evening Podcast himself, he said that he's done a lot in Burnley, but he doesn't feel that he can do more.
Yeah.
He's feel like
Anything you do more than Villa?
when he went
It would be a new challenge.
Yeah,
It'd
new
be more
challenge.
interesting, I
There
guess.
Probably
are
more-
better teams who can go for a different challenge.
But understood that was just the kind of rumors.
Yeah.
Again, you're basing
But,
off rumors. That's not good, Andrew.
All right, but we can't they had a great season last season, 10th place.
Yeah.
But the season before they finished 17th. They barely stayed up that
That's
season.
very true.
But to be
You
fair,
can't-
they had to play European football, and they did not have the squad for that.
Yeah, that's true.
And they didn't. And they couldn't. They basically the reason they stayed up was because they had a good back half of the season after a shit start of the season because
Yeah.
they could not handle the European football.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They didn't have the squad for it,
yeah.
and they still don't.
I
Right.
kind of forgot about that, yeah.
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 So I think they have a good like overall squad. Like
Yeah.
they're not great individuals, but I feel as a squad they all work very, very well together.
So why are they down in 15th?
Because I feel there's better teams.
Alright, well
Okay,
then...
so who's
I
14?
still-
So who's 14th again? Sorry, remind me.
Brighton.
Alright, so explain that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why Brighton but Burnley?
Yeah. Well, I feel. Although Brighton aren't getting great players, they're not getting making great players. But I feel like they have a great youth system.
They got Liverpool and Adam Lallana in for free.
Yeah, but I feel like they have a great youth set up at the moment. Ben White coming in, he was amazing for Leeds.
Yeah.
He's possibly one of the reasons why Leeds even went up. Probably second best player at Leeds last season, maybe.
Well, I feel like, Championship was very different to Prem.
Yeah. So that's the thing, I just feel he's a good player. He's
I-
only
I-
young.
Me and Connor were saying this before he came, we were saying that,
He
he could easily be, another John Stones or Michael Keane, and,
Yeah.
and you don't. I mean,
that kind of
especially since
overhyped
English young centre-back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he is that,
Yeah.
but I'm saying there is a chance for that.
Yeah. No, I rate Ben White personally.
Yeah.
I mean, you were probably. I mean, we probably weren't watching the champion that much, and I don't from what I've seen of him, he does look, a good centre back, but he's looking a good centre back in what is essentially a poor league.
Maybe he's a right back, isn't he? He's a right full.
No, he's centre
He's
back.
centre back.
I thought he's a right full.
No,
he's
he's
centre
centre back. Yeah.
Sure, that's why Duffy's gone to Celtic. So they can play Ben White.
Yeah.
No, Ben White's centre back.
I don't know. I'd definitely have Burnley over Brighton. Like.
So who's your?
Yeah. Who's your
Who-
13?
who-
All right, 13 is Aston Villa. Now let
Oh
me
shit! Yeah.
let me
we
go.
go.
Let
Okay.
me
Yeah.
let-
Go through this. Go
All
through
right,
this,
so
yeah.
I'm going to give some valid points here, right?
These are some valid points, also known as hot takes.
All right, so
We really should get 15.
Thus far, we've only signed 2 players, right? Matty Cash, and he's a coup for right back. Definitely an improvement over Gilbert and.
Coup. How much did you spend on him?
16 million.
16.
Ooh,
Hey,
Jesus.
John. He thinks that's a coup. How much did we spend on Robertson? 8 million.
8 million.
Yeah, 8
Yeah.
million. That's what you call a coup.
Yeah.
That's a Champions League and Premier
Yeah.
League Premier League winner.
Well, we don't know if Matty Cash is
Yeah,
yet.
you never
Give him
know,
time.
you
Give
never
him
know.
Can
time.
Aston Villa fans even spell Europe?
Yes, you very much can. So I feel he's good coup right. A right back.
A 16 million centre right back
Ollie
from the
Wa-
Championship is
Ollie
not
Wa-
coup.
Now Ollie Watkins, right? I do think he's good, right? But 28 million for Ollie Watkins.
Club record breaking
Yeah, that's what I was concerned about. 28 million for Ollie Watkins.
for an unproven Premier League
That's-
striker.
Villa transfers are awful though.
Didn't.
Villa transfers have been
Okay.
awful. Like
Hold on.
If
Can
this
you
was
spend-
any other team and they were making those signs, I'd be kind of confident. Like if that was like Wolves, or if that was
Well, Wolves spent 40 million on an unproven
or
striker.
if that was like
Hmm.
if that was like Wolves, or if that was I don't know, Leicester or something like that, I'd kind of back them. But like Villa, like how many fucking signs did they make last season, and they were just like half decent to shit.
Yeah, but you have to realize, right? We
I don't have
we
to
had
realise
a
anything
whole
about Villa.
we had a whole new squad. It was a complete new squad, complete turnaround of the squad. So they had to realistically sign 12 players in order to get.
Well, no,
in
they
order
didn't.
to-
Don't know how you don't have to change your entire squad. By not letting your entire squad go for free.
Yeah, but you weren't going. Yeah,
Is that
but
like letting
you're
them all
not-
go on?
I think that
on
was
the
right
contract?
by them in the sense that
Yeah.
like a lot of those guys were
What I'm
really
saying-
old.
Yeah.
Like, how does Aston Villa, who just the season before that,
Bounce some
watch
wages, though.
watch Fulham do the exact same thing, get relegated, and think that's the shit I want to
But
do.
it was
Yeah.
different. It was different though. Fulham spent where they didn't need. They didn't spend
If
positions where
technology, if all the technology had worked the way it was, Aston Villa wouldn't even be in this conversation.
they need. Right. But
If
No.
If goal line technology.
if goal line technology worked, then Aston Villa wouldn't even
Right.
be here. You wouldn't even
But,
have to be talking about this. You wouldn't be wearing that fucking jersey.
no, but I like when we went up. You know, we were hardly going to do very well with Mile, Jednak and Glenn Whelan sitting in centre defence of the midline.
Fucking run rings.
You know, Albert Adoma wasn't going to be, you know, your best winger.
Yeah, but Trezeguet is, yeah.
He's better. He's definitely an upgrade.
Yeah.
That's still something. But
But why are they above?
13th.
Is
On a
that
team
your heart that's saying that they'll get 13?
you know, I
Or-
very much wear claret and blue spectacles.
But
yeah,
yeah,
I
13th.
get that, right? I get that. I
13th
get,
for a team that barely stayed up
but like
compared to the other teams around. That's still
we're not done improving our
like
squad.
I'm baffled as to how you think Sheffield United will have such a huge downgrade and Aston Villa will have such a big upgrade to them. Like that is
Yeah,
that's baffling.
yeah,
Sheffield United going from 9th to 16th,
Yeah.
but Aston Villa can go from 17th to 13th.
Yeah, no, I feel you know we're going to get at least signed 3 more players. They're
Again, you're going off rumors.
no right,
ideas.
but it's
We're going off facts, what we know.
right. But
And we know Aston Villa shit.
yeah right. I feel like Wesley coming back, McGinn back to full fitness. Jack Grealish. The only concern is if Jack Grealish gets injured, which is definitely a possibility. How would we perform? Could we do without
Especially
Jack?
because he gets fouled so much.
Yeah. And doesn't wear shin pads. But
He's a fucking
Yeah.
idiot.
Yeah, he is mad. Like,
It's like, imagine getting fouled over 100 times in the league and not doing something to protect yourself.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking crazy.
That's baffling.
Unless he's got the smallest shin guards I've ever seen.
he probably has kids shin guards on.
Yeah,
He
probably.
probably he knows wear kids shin guards.
Because I don't think you can play without them. Like, you kind of have to have.
Like,
Yeah.
Thomas Muller looks like he has like Bernie on his eyes.
Yeah.
Either.
like really, if you're Dean Smith, you should be telling Grealish to do anything he can to try and protect himself, especially knowing that he's your
Yeah.
best player and he gets fouled
But I
a lot.
don't think Dean Smith has that controlling personality.
I just
where
don't
he
think
can
Dean
keep
Smith's
players
smart
in
enough to
line.
tell him something like that.
We also got Craig Shakespeare in as assistant manager.
Craig Shakespeare had a great spell with
Leicester.
for a
Oh
while.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
great. What a great run of form that was for
Hey.
Leicester.
No,
Yeah,
he's
go on.
assistant manager. Like he's
Yeah.
probably one of the best assistant managers in the business. One of the best.
Yeah, maybe.
In the business,
In the business. Yeah.
in the he's one of the best. Okay, he's one of the best assistant coaches in Birmingham.
Well, probably actually, yeah.
I'll give
probably,
him
yeah.
that.
Probably, yeah.
He's in the top 2 assistant coaches in Birmingham.
He's definitely in the top 2 of that. There's 3
Yeah.
Aston Villa assistant managers at the moment.
Jesus.
Yeah, John Terry, Rich O'Kelly, and
Oh, I
Craig
forgot about
Shakespeare.
John Terry.
Yeah.
I think
No.
he's shagging Dean Smith's wife.
Yeah. It's
We'll
probably
see.
with all their
We'll see.
wives.
We'll see.
At the same time.
Craig Dean Smith just accepts it. He's just like, oh hey John, how's it going?
Craig is watching the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good rhythm, lad.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry, go on.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
flying through her like Jamie Vardy.
To be fair, I'm not sure if I even rate John Terry as an assistant manager.
Did
personally.
he not like? Was he not like your assistant manager when you came up in the Premier League?
Yeah, but I don't rate. I don't like.
How
I don't-
fickle Aston Villa
I don't
fans
know
are.
how I could like how do you know that? Like, why are you basing it off? Just like,
Just his defensive record pre-lockdown. I know we in post lockdown we were consistently.
Well, you can contribute that to Tyrone Mings like having an absolutely dog shit second half. of the
yeah,
season.
he was.
When
yeah.
he got injured against Leicester, I think it was Leicester, and Dean Smith, instead of looking at your top centre back being injured, limping, and thinking I should probably take him off, you decide no, we'll
Play
just
him
change
off
the
then.
formation.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. And then
Yeah.
Tyrone Mings goes down injured. Right, and while Leicester are attacking, and they immediately score a goal because Tyrone Mings literally cannot fucking move.
Right.
And then ever since that point, he was awful.
Okay, I wouldn't. Right.
He was awful. He was not. He was
Right.
nowhere near as good in the second half of the season as he
Yeah.
post injury as he was pre injury.
I
You can't
don't
deny
agree with
that.
All right,
but-
who'd you have 12?
But
then?
no, let me finish my point. I think
All right.
Douglas Luiz.
Douglas Luiz is a good player.
Douglas Luiz.
I think
He
he's
was
alright.
he was very poor the first half of the season, but post lockdown he was better than Jack Grealish, hands down. My opinion.
All right, well that's fair. Look, here I'm gonna go off you, considering I don't watch the shit ton of
And
Benson.
Ezri Konsa
Yeah, why would
has
you, right?
improved
Yeah.
massively. I think he's better than Tyrone Mings.
You keep saying that.
No, he
I
was-
don't see that.
No, he was quality.
yeah, I don't see that though.
Who was it when I was against United?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was quality against
Yeah.
United. He was class, but he just got unlucky with the whole Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, that was.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was
that
ridiculous.
just wasn't a penalty.
Yeah. But I think him, Douglas Luiz, the squad have a full kind of season together. They can push on, bring in 4 or 5 new signings, and it'll be okay.
I think
Oh
that's
my God.
your-
Newcastle.
How,
I
you
think that's
you just contradicted yourself there.
This is so no.
You just contradicted yourself there.
I
It's
think
the
you're
same.
being
It's the
very
same.
biased,
It's the
though.
same squad.
Probably.
Hold on,
yeah,
hold
yeah.
on. It's the same squad. They've had a year to get it down together. So we take that same squad and then we improve it by changing half of it by bringing in more signings, and it will be good.
Joe, but bring in
Backups.
Ollie Watkins,
But it's
bring
like-
in Matty Cash.
How you keep saying
A
that
new
Aston Villa
winger.
have had a year to gel, but then you've put Sheffield United and Burnley at 16 and 15 respectively. That's ridiculous. Those teams have been playing together
Well,
for
no,
those
for-
players have been playing
for-
together for years now.
I just feel that Burnley just they kind of go up and down a sort of 10th
Yeah.
to 7th. There's no real right way to put Burnley.
Mid-table,
So between 15
higher than Villa it
But
would
where
be a
did you
good.
put them again? You put them
Higher,
at 15.
higher than
Yeah.
Villa would be a good
If you look-
start
if-
to where you put Burnley. Higher than Villa
Okay,
for
what was
sure.
your 12? What was your 12?
Newcastle.
That's pretty high, man.
Yeah, no. The way I see it, right, is
I don't know.
I
man.
feel that Steve Bruce is the right man for Newcastle.
Okay, that's
Yeah, the
where
way-
I massively
the way-
disagree with you.
No, I think he did a decent job.
Yeah,
with
he
that
did,
last season.
yeah.
I
like-
think any team looking to get into the top 10, Steve Bruce is not the right manager. any team looking for top
They
10.
they shouldn't be looking to get in the top 10. They should try have another year to
I
settle.
think-
I
and
think
they
then
could.
push for top 10.
Like,
If Steve Bruce was not their manager. Because, well, when you look at their signings, right, they brought in Callum Wilson and Ryan Fraser, right?
Yeah, but they had a shit seasons last
Yeah.
year.
But because they
The
didn't,
season before they were
because
really good, but
they
then
have
last
no,
season
they have
they were
no real decent goal scorers. Now, I know Callum Wilson was really bad last season, but I don't think he'll be as bad this season. Ryan Fraser's a good player. And
Uh,
St.
Fraser was
Maximan,
awful last
St.
Right,
Maximan
yeah.
is one of the most exciting wingers in the
He
league.
is quality, yeah.
You know, and I think
Yeah.
and I think he's finally going to have someone to be teeing up.
I
But
don't
Joe
rate
Linton,
Almiron.
Joe
Yeah.
Linton, he's just weird. He's just weird because like
I
you
think Joe Linton's fine, but I think
you
like he
think
wasn't
Joe,
given
but,
any
like, you
support.
think Joe Linton could be a good striker, but he just didn't really show anything like that last season.
I think he
No.
could be decent. He just wasn't getting any support, especially for the first half of the season.
But I think
It
that's
was
why I
just
think-
him up there by himself.
Don't
like.
think
And that's why I think Ryan Fraser
Yeah, go on.
and that's why I think Ryan Fraser and St. Maximan are good. Now, don't get me wrong, Ryan Fraser, why did the Bournemouth? He's a piece of shit. He had absolutely no reason to not sign the contract extension for Bournemouth, and that signals to me that's a problem, because there has to be some sort of attitude problem with him. Because given that no team could sign him, he was still getting his game. There was absolutely no reason why he shouldn't have signed a contract extension to the end of the season. It's not like they were asking him to stay on another 2 years. They were asking
I think that's
just
kind
to,
of like a Zaha situation.
just to but they were just asking him to stay with him to the end of the season.
yeah.
Because no one was going to be able to sign him. It was fucking March. The transfer window wasn't open. No one was going to be able to sign him. And what team is suddenly look at Ryan Fraser as more desirable after refusing to play for a team than if he had? And that's that's problematic because I think that's
I'll tell you now. I have Newcastle down 15
okay, right?
because they're down. Newcastle for me are down 15 mainly just because like I think they're too confident at like how comfortable I think they are, and I think that like I don't know, like they do have some quality in their team, but I just don't think they've got enough.
So
I just
who's
feel,
your so
I think like they're not doing shit. I
I-
think they'll just do fine.
I
Like
feel
there's
like-
better teams ahead of them.
I feel like
Who's your 11th? Like
West Ham.
that's high.
Yeah, I know.
They scraped by last season. I
Yeah,
don't think
but-
Antonio will do it again.
but I think Bowen will.
Yeah, he was
I think
Who?
Bowen will.
Bowen.
Bowen
Yeah.
Bowen look good for them. I
Howard
think-
could probably do better
Howard,
as well.
and they'll have
Yeah.
Felipe Anderson as well.
But Felipe
They
Anderson
weren't
is
playing
going.
Felipe
Because he was injured.
Well, the rumours, speculation, I'm going off. See, it's very. You say this right,
Yeah,
but
but
it's very hard.
It's
for me
very
to,
likely because like, there's still
Yeah,
like
I
another
know.
month.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
but because there's so many rumors going around, they have to deal with what you know.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to do, which is what I've been trying to do. I'm trying to do
But-
what I know. What do I know for sure going into next season? What do I know? We'll be happening because how many transfers are really going to happen tomorrow?
Right.
But
Before
the
the
thing
season
with
starts.
West Ham is like they've got such a brilliant squad,
They've
and
got
like
a good
every
team.
year I look at their squad and I'm like, they've got
Well,
like a squad good enough
They've
to challenge
never,
for Europa.
they've
Even
never had a manager that could do it. Ever since
but they just play shit football.
who was that?
They always underperform.
Who was it? I can't.
Pellegrini,
No,
Bilic,
no.
Allardyce.
Okay, I guess they just never had a good manager then.
Yeah, no, they've been through so much. David Moyes did
David
a
Moyes
spell and then
twice.
he came back.
David Moyes.
Was that
And that's-
Allardyce twice?
I swear there was a manager
Probably,
like
he
just
probably
before,
did twice.
I,
so I,
I
can't
swear there
remember.
was a manager just before Bilic that I thought was good.
I think Allardyce was before. Bilic, was he?
Yeah.
No, he
no,
wasn't,
someone.
no.
No, I think it was someone before
Oh,
Bilic.
that's way too far back now. I can't remember. That's
Yeah,
like
I can't remember.
2015 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's when they had a good manager though. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm misremembering.
Yeah.
Bilic did really well with them though. He got them in Europa League, like, or he was just off it. I think he
Yeah.
got 7th or something. Yeah.
But
They should be up there with the squad they have. Lanzini's quality, but you can never say
it's
fit.
Yeah.
Sunchek
and-
looks good.
Yarmolenko.
Yarmolenko's alright.
I don't know why they don't play him more.
I think Sebastian Haller will do better this season.
He could, yeah.
He could, but no guarantee on him. So
Their,
wait,
like their defense is pretty decent. Like Ogbonna
It's
tends
not
to do
great.
alright.
It's not
It's not
great.
great though.
I mean-
Fabianski's one of the best keepers in the league though.
Like everyone, like,
I think Fabianski's like the best
why
keeper.
Why do so many people think it's a job? I just don't see it. He's not bad centre back. I just don't think he's like, you know,
He was great.
Like how much people were rating him at.
He was great in his first season, but he was shite last season.
Yeah, and who the fullbacks? Fucking Zabaleta.
Cresswell's good though.
Cresswell's fine. Yeah, Cresswell's fine.
Cresswell is good.
But was
player.
Zabaleta? Is he still there?
No, not Zabaleta last season. They had was it Mazuaku?
Oh, Masuaku, that's right. But they didn't have to have that last season, though. He did play games. I remember him. But I think it was, you're thinking you're right, it might be Masuaku.
But I think that, like,
who's not a great
I
wild
have them down in 14th. Because, like, they've got, like, such a great team. But, like, they never play well. And
It's
for me, like...
Moyes. Moyes is the problem. If they're a team looking to get the top 10 or challenge for your...
Who was in between Moyes?
Pellegrini.
Pellegrini.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even Pellegrini is a decent manager and they did, like, shit.
Yeah, but I think Pellegrini was fine when he came in, and then it kind of just like it deteriorated, which is like kind of like his time at City,
Come closer, Andy, to the thing.
kind of like his time at City,
Right.
really. You know, it started out fine, and then you kind of like, it's like, wait, this guy's not great, and then you brought in Mancini.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think... I just don't think West Ham are going to have a good season. I think they'll just do fine. Like, they won't be close to
Sandy,
relegation.
what do you think about West Ham? Where you put them so far?
I just think that, you know, there's actually not much logic I have to West
Just
Ham.
Haller, you know. And
I think Haller will do better.
they've got the quality.
They got the quality, yeah, but it didn't work for them last season.
Pablo Fornal.
Post lockdown, they were a revolution. You know,
Their post lockdown form is the only thing that kept them up.
Yeah.
But I can say that thing about Villa as well.
I think everyone kind of predicted that as well. Like, Villa won't
Well,
go down. They
well,
just
hold
have
on.
that quality.
What was crazy to me, right? Coming before the lockdown, West Ham, they were really struggling. They were really down there. No one was really talking about the fact that West Ham could get relegated. A
Yeah.
team no one thought was going to get relegated before the season started. We were suddenly looking very realistic they were going to go down.
Yeah, like, I think people last season, they would have had them pipped to get, like, Europa League.
Yeah.
even.
Like at least top 10.
Yeah.
But
But I just think that, like, they've got the quality, but they just never do it. Like.
Yeah.
So who's 10 for you? Right,
No.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
we'll go
yeah.
through
Right,
our...
so that-
You
yeah.
go, Connor.
Alright, so
Sure.
for me, 15, Palace. I mean,
yeah.
I've already talked about Palace.
We did enough of it.
Yeah.
14, West Ham.
Yeah, me and you both have them in 14th.
I mean, again, like we were just talking about West Ham out there. Like they do have the squad. They do have a good enough team. They really should be trying to get top 10. But it's just Moyes. He's just... I think he's out of his league with the team he's playing with. Like the team he's playing with, they're very good going forward. And I think ever since Moyes at Everton, he's just kind of just been floating
But
around
I think
with jobs.
everyone forgets about how well Moyes did with Everton.
Yeah.
Like, well, no,
Well,
he
hold
didn't
on,
do great
hold
with
on.
them. But,
Everyone
like, they were
forgets how
pretty
good
consistent.
what Moyes was doing at Everton because of how bad he's been ever since he left.
Yeah, that's very true.
He's been floating around in jobs. I'm pretty sure. Is his
He was with Everton
contract?
for
Is his
10
contract
years,
in
though.
United still going? It might be. Maybe okay. Maybe that means dead because maybe his contract is up. But it was
Yeah.
no. That was a long running thing about how many teams he'd been going through while he's still contracted at United.
Yeah.
Same with Alan Pardew. Remember he
think-
signed an 8-year contract?
I think there could be better managers that they could be going for. You know,
Yeah.
if Ancelotti can go to Everton, why can't some other good manager go to West Ham? And it's like if they're looking to get top 10, it can't be under Moyes.
Apparently their owners are fucking awful though.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I've heard that they want Benitez. You know, I'm going off. I'm not saying
If they get Benitez,
If they got
that'd be
Benitez,
quality.
suddenly I'd say I'd put West Ham top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just sort of like what they want rather than.
If you
even
put- if I'm saying-
speculation.
I in a jump, I would move West Ham way up if they would get a better manager. Because I know they have the
Imagine they
squad.
got Pochettino.
I know because I know they have the squad. It's just the best squad in the world. Still, if they don't have a great manager, it's not gonna go well.
I'm guessing you don't have Villa in 13th.
No, I have Newcastle. For the same reasons. For the same reasons as West Ham. I think they could be doing better if Steve Bruce wasn't their manager. But the reason why I put Newcastle just above West Ham is that I think Newcastle have proven that they can play better under Bruce than West Ham can under Moyes. Because I don't think that West Ham are going to carry the post-lockdown form that they had coming out towards the end of last season.
Yeah.
But also, remember, West Ham were playing absolute shit at that point as well. They were playing the other teams around them. They were playing Villa or Watford or Norwich. They were playing shit like they were around them. So it's not like they were playing like top teams.
And I don't think
results.
Antonio's going to get that.
And Antonio's not going to be the most informed striker.
The funny thing is like Antonio burst out onto the scene for West Ham like under Village, Stavanovic.
But he was
and-
known for the most this season.
But he was scoring like headers for days and he was scoring like a shit ton of goals. Then he was just kind of dropped and then didn't get much game time. And then he's out ever since he's been in and out until like the end of.
Yeah.
Sure, well, he was really good against Norwich.
He
got
is a
hat-trick.
quality
Yeah,
player, like.
But I just don't think he'll be able to do what he did.
Yeah.
But there's one thing about
Well, I don't
West
think
Ham
he'll
is
get
that
the game
I
time
think
again. I think Haller
Bowen
will.
will pick up.
Yeah.
I think he'll be good for them. I think Felipe Anderson.
They've got a lot of quality.
Yeah, I think
I just
it's
don't see
Moyes'
Felipe-
problem. Is what I'm saying. Like I would jump West Ham up immediately.
I just don't
if
see
Moyes wasn't their manager.
Felipe Anderson staying though. That's why.
But I still like, even if they lose Felipe Anderson, they still have
Yeah,
players.
so I
to
think
come in.
what I'm saying with Newcastle, I think is
They've got so much depth.
I think they're playing better consistently under Bruce than West Ham will under Moyes.
Yeah.
I think Newcastle they have a squad better than for what I've placed them. I just don't think they'll be able to play it. Like
Considering how West Ham...
Maximan is really good. I like Wilson. I like Fraser.
I
I really like John Joe Shelby.
Yeah, he's actually quality.
I mean who do I
He's
think
not-
I think Almiron could kick on. He's not. I mean, I'm not saying he
I
will.
don't
know.
But there's
I don't
potential that he can.
If you bring it back to John Joe Shelby, right? I think he's the perfect player for like a Bruce style football. You know, sort of. I think he's the perfect guy
I think
for
the
that.
problem is that Saint Maximin is not.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
Atsu
if
was
I'm
pretty
a
good as well.
Newcastle fan, there's absolutely no way I'd be taking Steve Bruce over Saint Maximin because Saint Maximin is a real. Why aren't teams linked to him?
There's a problem with Newcastle, though, in the sense that, like, well, what's their front three going to look like now?
What's the front three gonna look like?
Yeah, because
Fraser, Russ, and next to Maximin.
Yeah, but would you think they'll just completely...
Or
rule out
they could.
Joelinton?
I mean, okay, I'm saying
And
like
will
that
they
could be
rule out
4-3-3.
Almiron as well?
They could do. I say
Absolutely.
they'll do a 4-4-2. I think they'll have Joe and Wilson up front.
I don't know. Teams are always reluctant, except for Burnley, to play 4-4-2.
Yeah.
It
I
just
mean-
seems to be a big turn away these
Yeah.
days. Two strikers is just so rare.
But I think like Arsenal work better when there's two strikers.
Yeah.
When Lacazette and
But for some
Aubameyang work
reason,
together. But they
nobody
play
sticks with it for
4-3-3.
some
Yeah.
reason.
They play 4-3-3 and put Aubameyang on the wing.
Yeah, it's just it's weird.
Anyway,
It's
I think-
weird.
But I think-
But I do
think-
feel a
Who's
squad
your
like
13th?
Newcastle.
would do.
Well with it, yeah.
Yeah, because like they're
Yeah.
you know Bruce ball, long balls up.
And Shelby in the middle of the
Yeah.
park with I don't know who to put next to him. A Longstaff, I guess.
But he has got a great, lovely little ball in behind as well, and
Yeah.
that's something like
And I think-
St. Maximin.
I think they have a solid enough defense. I think Dubravka's a good goalkeeper.
Yeah, Dubravka is a quality.
It's funny, right? We keep saying like everyone's go. There's no team in the Premier League that you can go through and pick out. It's like, yeah, that's a shit goalkeeper. I think every team has a very solid goalkeeper. Like, okay, hold on. I'm saying that I'm not entirely sure what the championship goalkeepers, but I know,
Yeah.
well, except for Fulham, 'cause I know they'll have Areola next season, and he's good.
Is there any team that I can think of?
I mean,
West Brom Ben. No,
What?
what's Brom's keeper's name?
No, I'm thinking about any other teams that they have.
like even Aston Villa have Tom Eaton.
Yeah, Tony
Yeah, we're
Eaton's
getting
good.
well. What's Emi Martinez from Arsenal?
Even then,
They're
good.
going to get him.
If you get him,
Go fucking look,
if you get him, good. He's a good
He's
goalkeeper.
quality.
He's very
Yeah.
good.
But-
They're putting
Um,
another 20 million bid from
So
this week.
Oh yeah, who's your third? Was that
So,
your 12?
yeah, that was my 13.
Yeah.
So my 12, Southampton. Right.
I have Southampton in 12th.
So here's the thing about Southampton. And when I was looking at their record, this shocked me. Southampton had 15 wins that season. That's very good for a team that finished where they were, and for the start that they had.
They had a shit.
They had a shit start. The fact that they ended up with 15 wins, they had 7 draws. That's a very low amount of draws for a team for a bottom half of the side.
I think Ralph Hasenhüttl's a good manager.
I think Hasenhüttl is the perfect manager for Southampton.
Yeah.
I think he's doing a fantastic job there.
Mm.
I think Southampton giving that new contract was something that they think they're doing the same thing. I think that's very good. I think they need to keep working together.
My only thing with Southampton is though Danny Ainge is not going to
So
have the
they
same
brought
season.
in
Don't think-
they brought in
I-
Walker
No.
they brought in Walker Peters and they brought in Salisu. So those are 2 improvements to their defense.
Yeah.
I think Vestergaard and what's his name? Who's the right back? Bertrand.
Bertrand's quality.
Bertrand is a wild card, right? 'Cause he can
Nah, I
find.
think he's quality.
But he
He's
gets
solid.
he is so he can be so likely to get sent off, and then suddenly you're playing with 10 men. Look,
Maybe.
think of the Leicester game. They lost 9-0
yeah.
after he got sent off. I think he gets sent off more than the other players in the team.
Yeah, maybe, but I still think he's quality.
And
Like,
who did they lose? They lost Højbjerg,
Højbjerg's a big loss.
they lost Suarez, and they lost Yoshida. And they lost a few other players. But those are the main ones they talked about. So what there was Ings. Ings is obviously going to be a plus.
But
He's
yeah,
always going to be a plus for them.
But Ings isn't going to get 20
Maybe
goals this
maybe
season.
not. But they say that he's
He'll
not
at
going
least
to.
get over 10.
He'll get over 10. He'll get double digits.
I think he'll get over 10, but I don't think like.
I'd say
But where-
I'd say 15 would be. I think 15 would probably be a solid guess for me.
Where else is the goals going to come from though?
Prowse, Armstrong,
I don't
Redmond.
know.
Which
I
one?
don't
Which
know.
goes to the next one? They have a good midfield. They have a solid midfield.
I think they've lost Hoiberg though, and then
No,
that's a big loss. To me.
Ward Prowse is good. Like,
I think Ward Prowse is a
Redmond's-
great set piece.
Redmond's good.
Redmond's quality.
Armstrong's good.
Armstrong's fine.
And I think that's a solid. I think it's their defense. They have a poor defense.
Who do they have like CDM?
They have CDM. Did you really?
They had Lamina and then they let him out.
Yeah, the Mina's
And then
gone.
they had Oreo Romeo. I don't. He's not playing there anymore now.
He's still there, isn't he?
Who else do they play in the midfield?
Oh, that's not bizarre.
Hoiberg. I guess Smallbone.
Yeah, like I just don't rate like they're. I don't know. I
Um,
think they're missing some kind of.
But
play.
I think they have a poor defense. Like McCarthy can only do so much.
Yeah, I
and when
don't-
he's playing with fucking Vestergaard and Bednarak in front of
Yeah.
him, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
But I think, and I put this down as a negative.
Bednarak's
I put
alright.
down they have decent forward options, right? I put that as a negative because if Danny Ings gets injured, their options are Shane Long, Obafemi, and Che Adams.
Gineppo though. Gineppo's quality. I think Gineppo's got like,
Yeah,
a lot of
but
talent. He hasn't played a lot of
combined,
football.
did they get double-digit goals between
No.
the three and four of them?
No.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Now I
Shea
think.
Adams.
Now I think.
have a.
I think when Danny Ings plays alongside Shane Long or Obafemi or Che Adams, they're fine. They're good.
Yeah.
I think Danny Ings can form a good strike partnership with any of their other options. But you take Danny Ings out of the equation, there's no real good striking partnership.
Danny
I guess
Ings is
Shane
an
Long and
injury prone as
Obafemi.
well.
I guess Shane Long and Obafemi are probably their best striking partnership
Yeah.
with Danny Ings out of the equation. So that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because you can't have all your goals. Because like if Danny Ings got injured last season,
They'd be fucked.
They'd
They'd
be
be gone.
fucked.
They'd be gone.
I don't think they'd been gone, but they would have been in a lot of trouble. They would have been down there. They would
Yeah.
have struggled. But I think with Danny's, if Danny's fit, then I think he can get 15 to 20
I think
goals.
they'll struggle. I think Danny Ings isn't injury prone, like so.
I think they'll be
I think
dark.
they were very lucky to not get him injured.
I think
But
they'll be dark
within-
horses next season.
Southampton?
Really?
No, not like,
All right.
not like
we'll,
top.
we'll
not
move
like-
on to that in a sec. What's your
So-
10?
11.
11. Sorry.
Sheffield.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I've talked
I
about
think
that.
we've talked about that.
So, yeah, so basically, same core group of players. They play well together. It's just losing Henderson's a big loss.
Yeah.
And they just don't have enough goals. So I think they'll drop down.
I'll just fly through mine real quick. 15th Newcastle.
Yeah, we talked about them.
14th West Ham.
Yeah.
I think West Ham just have more talent than Newcastle in their squad.
I mean,
I think that's
Well,
just
I think that as well. I just think Newcastle play better,
Yeah.
more consistently.
Brighton. I have 13th. They're pretty high for me, but I just think Graham Potter is a quality manager. I think they just pull
I
out from.
just don't see it for them.
12th is Southampton and 11th is Burnley.
Did you take a look at my list before we started?
Yeah, because we have a lot in the same.
Yeah, we have a lot of the same thing.
It's really fucking weird.
Okay, so now we get. I mean, really, that whole middle part is kind of it's a bit tame, isn't it? Because then the teams are just like you just don't think they're doing anything next season.
Yeah.
Now we get to the interesting part. The top,
Will
top
I
10.
name my 10 then?
So I think
10 to
I think at this
7.
point we'll start with everyone's 10. We won't move on to the higher. We'll just start with 10 and go around.
Okay, yeah.
10.
10th is Leicester.
Yeah,
I have Leicester in 10.
I have
Now-
Leicester in 10 too.
Now let me explain this,
I have it
okay?
as well. Don't worry.
Jamie Vardy, this is his year he'll drop off. I've been saying it for a while, but
But he's 34 now.
he's gonna drop
It's
off.
like you've been saying that for years now. It's like when the day Jamie Vardy dies, like next season he'll be off the ball.
Yeah,
He won't be as
but
good next
this year I think because I think when he came back after lockdown,
He was.
and it was
abysmal.
actually
Yeah, no, he
even
was really
the
bad.
back half of the season.
He was abysmal.
He really dropped off,
Yeah.
and he was not scoring goals. And I think now this is finally like sadly
The swan song.
because
This year
I'm
was-
a big fan of Jamie Vardy, but this is the end of Jamie
Yeah,
Vardy.
I felt last
And
season was his swan song.
I disagree.
Chilwell's gone.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think that's a major loss.
I think
but
Castagni is a decent enough. Look,
he only played like
replacement.
half a season for them. He was like he
Yeah,
was
but
a
he played-
rotation player for
yeah,
Atlanta.
but he was a decent rotation player for a good attacking side who basically did the same thing that Chilwell would do.
I don't know.
Maybe not as good as Chilwell, but he's a decent option.
I think Leicester's form after lockdown was fucking rotten.
Yeah.
Hold on, you were saying like after lockdown, they weren't great going into the lockdown.
Yeah,
either.
yeah. They had a massive drop off. Madison, they're kind of relying on him.
Even going into January, they weren't great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ian Nacho, I think, has picked up.
Yeah.
He looks quality. Harvey Barnes could probably perform better because I actually rate Harvey Barnes.
I think he's got
Yeah.
that. He's definitely got potential.
But there's definitely like I just think if you're missing Jamie Vardy's 20 goal season sort of stuff, I think that's just a major blow, and maybe Johnny Evans is getting on there as well. Maybe, I don't know.
There was a point I'll bring up. I'll bring it up when I talk about Leicester.
Yeah, but I just don't think like if they lose Jamie Vardy, that's a huge chunk of goals gone from them. I can't see anywhere else where they'll get those goals in that team. Unless Ian Nacho just comes out of nowhere and starts scoring.
He won't.
But he's more of like, now Ian Nacho's gone from more of a striker to like a creative lad who like would make chances for Vardy. But I can see that drop off for Vardy now, and I don't see it. What who do you have? You have 10th as well.
Leicester. Yeah.
You just see that drop
For
off.
the same reasons.
Yeah, but I don't rate Madison. I don't rate him.
That's a hot take.
I don't rate him the way other people rate him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's like the single greatest midfielder to ever grace the Premier
Yeah,
League.
that's what I more mean. No, I don't rate him like the people. Oh, James Madison, he's great. He's this. He's that.
Yeah.
But
he's not.
He is
Indeed,
very,
he's quality,
he's very
though.
good. I'll talk about that. I'll talk about Ndidi when I talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I want to talk about Ndidi.
Who's your
Plus, even then they're playing in Europe as well. And do they have the full?
Oh yeah, I
Do
didn't
they have the
think
full
about that.
squad? They have
I'm
the
going
squad
to
depth.
talk about that when I talk about
I
Leicester.
didn't even think about that. They don't
Yeah.
even have that squad depth.
Yeah. So I'm going to
That's why I think 10th.
Who's your
I have a lot to talk about with Leicester.
Who's your 10th? Is it Burnley?
Yeah, it's Burnley.
I
mean, It's like I mean, Burnley at 10th was the way. It's like when I was constructing what my predicted table would be.
Mine's
Burnley
11 for
Burnley
Burnley.
at 10th was kind of like they have to. They're just such a like.
It's like just in around like
Yeah.
10th, 11th, 12th
Because-
sort of area.
I'll talk about this a bit because the reason why I think they're going to be 10th because 10th is the perfect bang average position for what I think is a bang average team that just play better.
Well, I think the batting average teams in the Premier League these days are around 13th and
So-
14th.
Yeah.
That's the way
So
I see
Burnley
it now. These
so far
days.
they haven't done any major business. They haven't brought anyone in, but they haven't lost anyone, right? So what are the best things? So they have strong defense. They've kept their key players, which basically their entire squad, and they play well with the team. But it's like we were talking. We didn't talk about this earlier before we started. They have like 3 standout players, and it's basically the 3 at the very back. There's Tarkowski, there's Ben Mee, and there's Nick Pope. Those are really good. And everyone else is like they're good to decent, or they're decent to good. Like they're strikers, for example, Ashley Barnes and Chris Wood. For a team outside of the top 6 club, they're solid. They're quite good. They're gonna get you double-digit goals. They're gonna do what you need them to do, right? They're gonna get. If you want a consistent source of goals, that's what you want to find. But you see either of them playing for a top 6 team?
No. There's not a single player that I'd say like, they're going to get into the top 6.
Besides Nick Pope.
But that's a good thing.
Well, Nick Pope. Maybe.
That's a good thing about them. It's like
That's what I'm saying.
if this
They're
guy
an
gets
easy
injured,
team to
they're
predict.
okay. Like.
Yeah, exactly. Because sure, Ashley Barnes was injured for a while.
It's not like Southampton where their
Like-
whole season's kind of relying on
It's
an
like,
injury.
you can say that because that's what happened.
Yeah.
Last season, Ashley Barnes was injured for a while, but Chris Wood was fine. Chris
Yeah.
Wood, or Jay Rodriguez, or
Yeah.
other options.
Folks,
And-
isn't it as well?
and
Folks is still there, isn't he? Is he?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't have him down as him being out, and I would have noted that he would be gone if
Yeah.
he was. So I think they're just a solid mid-table team, and I think a solid mid-table team belongs directly in the mid-table.
What ninth I have Sheffield. I think we've talked enough about
Yeah.
them. I
Okay.
just think they've got just such a good system and a good manager.
Yeah.
Here's your ninth.
I have Southampton at 9th.
Okay, do you want to talk?
Whoa,
Whoa,
that's
that's
high.
Yeah.
that's high. All right, talk about
I
that.
feel
Actually.
like-
Talk about that.
Danny Ings gonna have a good season again, right?
I think he talks well.
I felt like, from the second half of 2019 or 2020, this is the second half of the season, sorry, they had an unbelievable second half of the season compared to the first half.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to have the same sort of first half that they did last year.
That's fair.
And I feel as if, they're going to be dark horses trying to push for Europa League this year.
I think just Hoiberg is just too big a loss. Though.
I don't think so.
I think he is. I don't think they have
I-
enough
I-
in the midfield.
Yeah, I reckon that, was the Kyle
But you
Walker's-
think how much do you think Danny Ings is going to get them?
I reckon
15 to 20.
15. I don't think it's
But that's a huge chunk of goals missing from them. Then they have to pick that up somewhere.
yeah.
I think 15 to 20 is a solid number
Yeah.
for Danny Ings. I think that's realistic for him. Because that's in line with what he was getting before he came to Liverpool as well. I mean, he was at Burnley. He was getting a lot of goals. Like, his time in Liverpool is just like, it's a bit of a, it's unfortunate because of what happened to him,
Yeah, his
and
injuries.
I really
They
feel
could
for
have
him.
done with him
Yeah.
in the
I really feel for
2016,
him. He was a
15 season.
he was a really good striker coming to us, and it's just so unfortunate that he had the 2 injuries that he did.
Yeah.
But and to have
Well,
just a bad injury to one leg
he's
and then
in-
get the same
But
injury
that's
to the other
why
leg.
he's an injury prone. Like I can see him getting. An
I feel for
injury,
him. He
like.
really could have been something.
They were so fucking lucky that he didn't get an injury that
Yeah.
season.
I think they probably took care of him better.
Maybe I don't know,
Yeah.
but it just but it's not like Liverpool were pushing him to get back out there.
No,
like,
but I think
Yeah.
they were taking care. Like they weren't trying. They weren't over pushing him or anything.
maybe I don't know. I just
Plus, I guess they
it's a risky bet. Like it's
Maybe, but I think I think it's enough. I think it's a solid one.
yeah.
Alright, what's your number 9?
All right, so my number 9. I want to talk about them a bit because it's Leicester.
Whoa. Okay.
Right.
yeah.
We're all
So
kind of in
we're
the
all
same.
kind of in the same ballpark
Right.
of where we
So,
were.
Leicester. Where do you begin with Leicester? First of all, I don't think they should have been where they were to begin with. Everyone was saying like they should have been top. They could have been for top 4 around Christmas time. They shouldn't have really been there to begin with. If everyone else in the league wasn't playing so shit, like United were, like Tottenham were, like Chelsea were
Yeah.
for a bit, then they wouldn't have been top 4. They wouldn't have been a conversation. And I think their form, basically in 2020 in general, not even just post lockdown. Like post lockdown, they were really bad, but post Jan,
They have a great starting 11 now.
post December, they were bad, and they annoyed me because you really wanted them to get top 4.
Oh, yeah,
you
100%.
wanted to believe they could do it,
Oh yeah.
but they just almost like they refused to do it. Like they know they could have, but like I mean,
It's like they weren't ours or
look,
something.
Yeah.
a 4-0 loss to Bournemouth.
4-1.
That's 4-1. That's inexcusable.
Yeah, that was true.
That's ridiculous. And really, that should have been the time where everyone realized, okay, maybe Leicester weren't as good as we all thought they were. Now, I'm not saying that they're bad.
Yeah.
I just don't think they were team
Yeah.
people think. I think that game kind of showed that, like in hindsight, maybe they shouldn't have been there. Like, think about it. Their record against top 6 was bad.
Yeah.
You know, like lost both games to Liverpool, lost both games to City, lost both games to United. Like, they drew one with Chelsea. Did they draw both, or did they
Yeah.
lose one and draw one, or did they win one and draw one? I'm not sure. They only drew one at least. They lost to Tottenham, or they drew with Tottenham. They beat Arsenal, and did they beat Arsenal twice?
I can't remember.
Can't remember.
I'm not sure, but they had a really bad record against top 6, right? Like the 4-0 thumping that Liverpool gave them at their own ground really should have been like, especially after Liverpool had come off a Club World Cup run where they were not great. They
Rodgers
did not
could
play
easily
great.
be the first one to get sacked.
I don't think that, but I think like everyone basically everyone looking at the Club World Cup, everyone thought Liverpool they looked bad. They didn't play great. They were really scraped. They were really struggling, and everyone thought coming back after that, Leicester at King Power they'll stomp them. Leicester will win this game, and then Liverpool come up. They just destroyed them. It
Yeah.
wasn't even close. It wasn't ever close.
But then
And-
again, it's Liverpool, man. They're fucking class.
But the thing is, right? There's one big thing you can attribute to why they were such a bad run of form for them post lockdown. They didn't have Ndidi, and Ndidi is he's an underrated player.
Oh yeah, no,
in
he's
their
the biggest
midfield.
part. He's the biggest part.
It's
of
like
the team.
Ndidi's like part in not as much, but Ndidi at Leicester really he's very much a great successor to Kante.
Kante, yeah, not the
He's-
same kind of player.
No, he's not as good, but he's a very good CDM.
Yeah, yeah.
And they didn't have him for a lot of games, and you could tell because they were nowhere near as good. They were really shaky without him in the team,
Yeah.
right? And so what are some positives for? Well, they will have Ndidi back. They'll have him back for next season. That's good, and hopefully they'll have Madison back as well. And Vardy.
Who
I
are,
think
you, who are you pushing out your top 10 though that makes them in 9th and mine?
well, I'll get to that later.
I think it's
but
because I have Sheffield up there. Isn't
I think
it? I think
get
I
that.
put.
There's one
Sheffield
team in
bottom,
particular
yeah.
that maybe you'll be surprised at, but they've lost Chilwell. I don't think that's as big as a loss as everyone thinks it is. Because like, offensively, like he did
he's
contribute,
all good, yeah.
but defensively, it was like
Yeah.
man. I think Sionku's fine. I think Johnny Evans. I think he was really good last season. I don't know if he'll be as good this season.
Yeah.
I think Ricardo Pereira, fourth best right back in the
No,
league.
I think he could even be higher.
Well, okay, hold on. I don't think.
It's not.
I think the top 2 really are Trent and probably Wan-Bissaka.
I know, but I think you see. I think.
I don't think the Premier League has a lot of like
Well, I think the top.
Amazing
I think the
right
top
back, right
four.
fullback.
I think the top.
No, I think
And they do.
I think the Premier League has
They
the
do.
strongest amount of right
I think.
backs out of any.
I think the top four would be Trent, Wan-Bissaka, possibly Pereira, or possibly Doherty, and then the fourth would
Like
be
Cash.
whoever the other one is, and then the fourth would be whoever's not third, basically from between.
Reece
Doherty.
James is up there as well. I think.
Yeah, I mean he's fine. I mean, Chelsea fans would be the first to tell you that Reece James is the
Pereira-
best right back in the league.
Pereira has
But
some
I
great
just- you just
attacking
don't see it
numbers,
when you
and
watch
he's
him
really
play.
solid as well.
I just don't see it when I watch Reece James play.
Yeah.
You know, like, maybe there is, maybe there is, and maybe he just needs time.
Alright.
But
Because Trent wasn't the star right back he is now when he first started playing.
Yeah.
He needed time, and maybe it's the same with Reece James.
Alright,
I think he's quality.
yeah.
But I think Ricardo Pereira was a very good right back.
feel
Yeah,
like
he's
we're-
I think he's good going forward, and he's good at the back. I just don't think he's as good at going forward as Arnold.
They-
I don't think he's as good at the back as Wan-Bissaka.
They-
But he's
yeah,
a better
their,
mix,
Their transfers have recently been fucking awful.
and he's a good mix.
Ayoze Perez was a bad boy.
That
Dennis
I
Pratt
want to
was
talk about
crap.
that. When you, it's so this kind of pisses me off almost because when Leicester signed Tielemans and when they signed Ayoze Perez, you thought those are some great signings. Ayoze Perez,
No,
looked
not Ayoze Perez.
Perez, he was really good in Newcastle.
I
He looked really good in
thought he
Newcastle.
was just fine.
I thought he would be a good signing for them.
Yeah.
I thought Tielemans was fantastic when he was on loan for Leicester. And you thought when he signed him, that was really good. And then they come into the season, and
Tielemans was fine.
Tielemans was shit.
Nah, I thought he was fine.
No, Tielemans was shit, man. He did what do you know any idea what his numbers were?
But he's
they
more
were
like-
they were awful last season.
He's more like a box to box. He's not there for like goal scoring or anything. Like that.
Not going. You didn't even you didn't create.
Yeah.
And why do you need why do you need him to be a box midfielder?
I think he's more just to break up the play as well.
And Ayoze Perez, it's like I felt like there was something there that he could have been something, and then he just didn't capitalize on it. And
Yeah.
I just don't think he will.
I
You
feel
just
like-
don't think he'll kick on.
I feel like we've beaten this Leicester horse to death.
You
I
think?
feel, yeah.
No. Here,
No.
hang on. Yeah, we might as well.
I
move
think
on.
they have a lack of depth.
Yeah.
And
then in the Europa
this-
League,
This
could-
ties
yeah,
it's time
yeah,
next
yeah,
one. They have
please.
European football. They have two European football to be thinking about next season. And when you think about it, right? They have a good start. They have a solid starting 11, right? Who do you have to bring on the bench? In Nacho and Demarai Gray. Unless Demarai Gray and Nacho can suddenly transform into good players over the
Well,
small break they've had.
He's starting to. He's picked up.
It's
Yeah.
like they're quick, but I think really that chance that Nacho had against City that
2
you
years
missed.
ago.
Yeah, I mean it's like if you want him to be your even somewhat a replacement for Vardy, he has to be scoring that, and he has to be scoring more goals than he is.
The biggest worry for Leicester is they'll never find a replacement
Because
for Vardy.
if they don't,
Yeah.
if Nacho is not the replacement, then who is? Demarai Gray? No, and who else do they have then? No one, and that's a real lack of depth that they have. That either immediately knocks them out of European football, or costs them a good spot in the league. I think when I was comparing Leicester to the other two teams that I was thinking were gonna get European spots, I thought Leicester going to next season were the weakest,
Oh yeah.
and they were in the weakest position.
Oh yeah. Who's your 8?
You go first.
Did you say your 9?
Sorry, I know I talk about Leicester
Yeah.
there a lot, but there was a lot to talk about with Leicester.
Who was your 9 again?
Southampton.
Oh yeah.
So there was a lot to talk about with Leicester.
My 8 is Everton.
Right.
I think Everton, I don't think they're going to push up. Look, let's see. Last season they finished 13th, which is kind of shit for them.
Yeah.
And not only that, I think they'll push up into 8, mainly just because, I think players their youth is going to start kicking on. I
Yeah.
think, Calvert-Lewin's a quality player. Holgate's alright.
Yeah.
Well, Calvert-Lewin was a decent player, and then he was transformed under Ancelotti.
Yeah, and I think he'll be even better.
He will.
We hit good form under Ferguson as well, Duncan Ferguson.
Yeah.
For that
But
that intermediate spell as well.
yeah, I mean,
Richarlison, I think is
the
quality.
fact that
I think
Everton
either one
spent-
of them will
the
do
fact that
fine.
Everton spent money to get Marco Silva as their manager was fucking baffling.
Moise Keane could even step up.
Yeah,
I
that's
think-
what.
Mm.
Maybe-
He could.
That's
He
what
could.
I think, right?
Good. I think Ancelotti
Because
would be using better than.
Do you guys
anyone.
have Everton 8 as well?
No?
Alright, so
But
you
we haven't.
guys...
But we haven't mentioned Everton yet, so we put Everton higher.
No, but that means okay, so you guys must be really thinking that
I
James
think it'll
Rodriguez
push.
is going to transform them.
Well, hold on.
James
Hold on.
Rodriguez.
I'll talk about Everton.
I think
I'll talk
James
about Everton.
Rodriguez is going to do well for
I'll
him.
talk
I
about,
think he'd be a
I'll
good
talk about
player.
Everton.
I don't think he'll be like the best player, but I think he'll definitely be in the squad and.
I
In
think
the squad? He isn't the
Like, he'll be
fucking
starting.
first team. He's fucking first name on the sheet. Are you fucking kidding me?
I would promise.
I'd
You
vote
don't.
first.
Yes,
anyway.
you would.
But the problem with fucking Everton is they've been shit at buying players, and I think they've kind of fallen into the same trap now where they've bought 3 midfielders, and
For 3 good midfielders.
3 good midfielders, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're going.
But two of them have worked under Ancelotti.
Yeah, but they're buying way too many fucking players. Where
I don't know.
they're
I don't
doing
think.
that shit again. Where
I don't
under
think. I don't
Koeman,
think it will be the case under Ancelotti.
like Gylfi Sigurdsson isn't going to fit in. Where Angel Gomez, where'd you play him? Like I don't really know where like the structure.
I mean, you don't know what the structure is going to be, but you know like that midfield is going to be strong.
And like to be honest, their wide players are pretty shit.
I mean, Bernard and
Bernard's fine.
Who's your no? Hold on,
well,
hold
Richarlison,
on.
they play wide
He
sometimes.
did not to say that Richarlison's only decent.
No, I say Richarlison out wide.
Yeah, they do play Richarlison.
Yeah, but like
wide
saying, like you're
sometimes.
saying, like, yeah,
But-
but James saying that their wide players are only
Yeah, like,
decent, and you're saying
Walcott-
Richarlison. Harrison's good.
Walcott's decent. Iwobi didn't have the season that people were hoping that he'd have for him. Like I just don't.
That sounds like Iwobi's career summed up in general.
Yeah.
He didn't quite have the season we all thought he would. That sounds like everything. That sounds like every season he's ever had.
Like I'm just looking at that. Like they don't have any width, and for years, like they just haven't had any kind of wide players.
Do they need wit?
They do, because how many times like that was the problem with Everton under Koeman as well. They brought in all these class players, so many cams and midfielders. They brought in Klaassen, they brought in Sigerson, they brought in Rooney to play cam as well, and then they ended up having to play Sigerson.
Well, to be fair, playing
They,
Rooney at
they
Cam
spent
is-
50 million on Sigerson, and they were like, right, we'll have to play Sigerson left wing. So, like, that's the problem with Everton. Like, I
Okay,
think
to be
like,
fair though, that everything that they did there is stupid.
yeah, and I think like they're doing.
I don't think what they're doing now is stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure,
Like,
how much did they spend? How much did they spend? Was it it's probably 50 million in general just for those 3 midfielders that they got?
well, I still think that they're better than Everton because I think there's more goals on that side.
So who did you put in 8? You put Everton.
I'd put Everton 8.
Okay, so I think I know who you put 7th.
Well, yeah, 7.
But hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. So who did you
So
put
who'd
8?
you have 8?
I have Arsenal 8.
Whoa! Okay.
Oh, that's
I
a-
just don't see
That's a hot take. I think.
yeah.
Right,
So, okay, explain yourself then.
Okay, I just.
Because hold on, there's potential there that Arsenal
Here,
don't
you
get
might need
Europe.
to come closer. Andy.
Alright, yeah.
Because like there's potential that they don't get Europe then.
Yeah, I just
They don't have Europe
like-
this season, yeah.
They have Europe this
Oh,
season.
do
they
have Europe
do,
this season.
yeah, they do have
It's
Europe.
Wolves don't have Europe this season.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I know.
Do they
Wolves
have
don't-
Europe this season?
Wolves don't
Does
have-
FA Cup give them European football?
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Arsenal.
So,
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think they needed. I think they needed Arsenal to do that to play
Yeah.
European football for Wolves.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal would have benefited not winning that FA Cup.
They
Yeah.
needed something.
Their season would have been better.
They needed something though.
Yeah.
Going into next season, they probably hurt them, but they need something. They need to
I-
win something.
I just don't see much changing for Arsenal, to be honest with you. They beat Liverpool, which were kind of not the Liverpool,
Yeah.
that
I
we're
mean,
supposed to
Liverpool in the
be.
league
That's
they were
Liverpool
pretty
after
shit.
winning the title.
I mean, to be fair though, okay. I know we're Liverpool. I know me and Jen are Liverpool fans, so obviously going to say, "Oh, we were Community Shield. It's nothing." No, I didn't think we were shit. But that's unfair to Arsenal because they were good.
Yeah.
They did play well. They
I
were
missed that
much.
game. I was in work.
They were
Yeah.
much better than they were in the other games that we played against
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
recently. So just to say that Liverpool were shit is unfairly discrediting how good Arsenal were. They were good.
Yeah, let's
And
not,
those mistakes don't happen. Those mistakes that we made in the league don't happen if Arsenal aren't pressing us.
Well, what
And
you
if they are pressing us well.
what you think of Arteta though?
I think he's. I mean, I wasn't sure when they first brought him in, but the way they played when he came in, I can't deny that he probably is the man for the
be
job.
honest, to be honest, I'm still not sold. I'm not sold. I don't think there's anyone to replace Arsene Wenger's kind of the way Arsene Wenger has
Well,
had the
hold
club
on.
for the 14
hold on.
years.
They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't bring in
It's a hard
Arteta.
transition. To
Yeah.
They didn't bring in Arteta with the idea that he's going to be the next Wenger.
Yeah,
you know?
but-
like United aren't going to try and find a guy who's going to stay at the club as like
no,
Ferguson
but
did.
like you have to remember though, like
They always
Arsene
hope
We-
that, but they're not going to do that with the
Arsene
idea
We-
that's what's going to happen.
like Arsene Wenger, he ran the club 14 years, and then it's kind of changing sort of hands, changing hands of managers, and it's just a whole new kind of, like it's still
But I think
recent enough. You get what I'm
I think the
saying?
real benefit for Arsenal, right, is that they take Arteta. That the players take Arteta seriously. They did not take Emery seriously.
Yeah. That Like what do you think's making them drop down that far? Like I don't.
Well,
know.
they didn't. No, they didn't. They're not dropping down. He's just saying they're not going to improve.
Yeah,
at all.
but like
Yeah.
why? Yeah, but you just don't think that they've got anything
No.
there that will like push them up.
No.
Alright.
I mean, Aubameyang, very probably one of the best strikers in the Premier League.
Do you think
Yeah.
he'll do
Well,
it?
I think
again?
as the outright striker, he probably is
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Now you could say Aguero, or you could say Harry Kane. I mean, it's a good. It's
For me, it's always Aguero.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that's a very good conversation for another day.
Yeah.
Who's the
Yeah.
best striker between his region? At least currently on form. I mean, Aguero's probably one of, if not,
He's just always injured, but
he's
he'll
a,
come
he's a,
back
fan-
and he'll
he's
just
a
start
fantastic
backing
striker.
him in,
Don't
like-
get me wrong, Aguero's fantastic. But that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
Do I think Pepe will improve the season? Maybe, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Willian, definitely great signing.
But
On a free,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
he was the best. He was the second best.
If they
creator
spend money on him,
after
that would have
Mbappe.
been stupid.
But, in my mind, I always feel like, now Arsenal sort of, the retired home of Chelsea players,
But it's like, what happens
You know.
with Willian when Martinelli comes back?
Yeah.
Mm.
They've got so many players there that like maybe that's what will suit them in Europa League as well.
Yeah.
They've got all those.
Oh
young
yeah,
lads
no,
who
they
can
got
step up.
no,
Yeah.
they got yeah, they do.
They gotta have a decent young.
Which is why I don't think they should be selling Maitland Niles.
Yeah. So I just don't see
Because
them.
the thing like he's young and he's also versatile. You can play him midfield or you can play him right back, which
Yeah.
is good for them. What they kind of need going into with European football next season.
Yeah.
Who is your?
To be honest though,
All right.
between 8 and 6, it's kind of a hardball sort of a.
Yeah, there's a couple teams there. That struggle.
Yeah.
I think
It's-
Arsenal at
it's-
8 is a bit of a rough
Well,
one.
Arsenal is very low.
It's
like,
just,
for
yeah, it's
that's
just,
pretty low, man.
yeah. Maybe I would put them above my 7 team. I'm thinking again, but between 8 and 6,
Yeah,
it's
gotta-
very like the
gotta-
next two.
You
gotta
still have
commit.
Everton. You still
Gotta
have Everton.
commit,
That's
bro.
what I want to know.
Yeah.
Okay, me. Now this is this probably gonna be a bit of a dodgy one, right? You wanna agree with Wolves?
Ooh, okay.
So-
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's fair. I don't know.
Now, this was a tough choice for me. When I was deciding between, there was always 3 teams in my mind for 7, 8, and 9th. There was Wolves and there was Leicester, and I mean you're gonna find. You probably guess who my 17th is gonna be.
Yo, I think you guys are overrating Everton right now, guys.
Hold on, okay, I'll talk about everything. But
I think it was an underrated Aston Villa. See me
Wolves
Yeah.
Wolves are a bit of a weird one, right? Because they haven't done anything. They haven't signed. They signed your man Silva for 40 million. But I mean, he got 2 goals in the league and Oscar.
No, he has one goal in the League and us, 1 start, 12.
Now, don't get me wrong. I know he's
12
rated.
games.
I know he's rated highly,
Yeah.
but I mean
40
that's
for potential.
for
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
That's
like
a
a
lot.
Joe Felix thing as well. That's another fucking one. That,
Yeah.
But at least Joe Felix
Like
actually
you cannot.
scored goals.
I think people need to. I think teams need to stop overrating young Portuguese talent playing in the Portuguese
Yeah,
league.
yeah, that's fucking crazy, man.
You know, like Fernandez. Okay, that worked. But Yao Felix for how much he went for?
Yeah, what was that? Over 100 million.
Over 100 million. Like you know how much they spent on Fernandez? 55.
Yeah.
Like that's a much
Fernandez is
for
like
a
the proven
24,
one
a
as well.
26-year-old proven midfielder. That's grand. But 120 million on a young fella who's
I just have to trust their scouting because apparently their scouts are very
yeah.
good.
That's I mean
Doherty
that's
is
fine.
a big loss though.
Doherty is a
Yeah.
good bad.
Well, that was more of their kind of tactical choice now, wasn't it? It was like
Is it though?
I think that's more that.
That's
What's your name?
If that's a tactical decision, that's a tactical blunder. I'd say.
What's their lead of transfers? Colligan, the Portuguese lad. What's his name?
Mendes.
George Mendes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's only a super agent. A
Yeah,
super
but
agent.
apparently, like, I'm pretty sure he's the whole reason why Doherty ended up moving to Spurs, like,
Probably. Well, I think
because
so.
he's got good links with Jose.
So what does it do? So what about Wolves? So maybe one thing I didn't factor. Actually, okay, I did factor in this in. They're not going to be playing Europe. Actually, no, I didn't factor this in, which is probably why I put them 8 because I thought they were playing European football,
Yeah.
and that might have done me in because I thought they were playing European football, which is probably why I put them 8. But maybe reconsidering it, I probably would put them higher, knowing that. But I'll stick with it.
Jimenez is a proven striker, though.
They have a good forward line.
Yeah.
Jota, Jimenez, and
Traore
Traore
is
is a
quality.
good front three.
Traore is class.
And they have good. They have a decent midfield. Ruben Neves, João Moutinho,
But Giammattini is getting old now. That's
So?
why I was looking at that.
still good.
Yeah, but maybe
Who else-
he won't
who
be able
else
to
there?
do it anymore.
There's someone else in the midfield. I mean, Den Donker's alright. There's someone
It's
else.
fine.
I mean,
There's
if
somebody else.
if I'm gonna think of a negative for Wolves, well, I mean, Patricio is a great goalkeeper. I think it's their defence.
Yeah.
And they don't have Doherty. That's a
Cody's
loss.
good though.
Cody's alright. Bobby's alright. Who's their left back? Why can't I think of his name? Vinagre? Or is he the midfielder? Is he no midfielder?
It might be Vinagre. Don't they have your man Pedro Neto up top as well? He's quality
Yes.
as well.
I don't know. It's alright. Yes, he's good. Do you know
Like they've got a good
Yeah.
squad, but
they're a good squad. I think their defense is still a bit meh. And I guess the one thing we haven't fully been considering with this is that stadiums will be empty.
Yeah.
yeah,
So it means
I
that
kinda forgot about that.
teams like Wolves, at Molyneux, where they're a tough place to go to, or Newcastle St James's,
Turf Moor as well.
Or
is
Turf
usually
Moor.
pretty
They're
hard.
going to be tough.
Selhurst Park doesn't have those fans anymore. This
Yeah,
is even
like,
fucking worse.
Molyneux and St James not having fans is tough, and that'll be a big loss for them. And that's something that maybe we're not fully considering. Maybe we just don't think that's going to have as big of an effect.
Yeah,
But that could be something to consider. So maybe Molyneux isn't going to be a scene. Do you think Turf Moor is weird? Because isn't it a smaller pitch? Is Turf Moor thinking?
yeah. Same with Vitality
Dean
was
Court.
weird.
Yeah, the Vitality is a small pitch as
Yeah.
well. So those are things you have to consider when it comes to
Yeah.
playing them. So I don't think Turf Moor will be as affected. But other places like Molyneux's like a big,
Yeah,
Yeah.
stadium. It's got a big pitch.
Do you know where I think is like the hardest Premier League club to go to? West Brom.
You're fucking.
You think?
You're an idiot.
Yeah, well, this is from my experiences of
but
watching.
do you not have them to get? Oh no, you have them 17, don't you?
Yeah. I'm saying they have like the hardest it's a hard place to go to.
With fans, like.
Hawthorns, yeah.
But
They're
then
very passionate. Isn't
Isn't it a very high up stadium? Is that at the Hawthorns? Isn't it meant to be like it's one of the highest stadiums in the country?
Is that to fit in with their team of birds?
I think it is the Hawthorns that's the highest stadium in
Yeah, but
Premier League.
I think Wolves at 8.
in English football.
Yeah.
On hindsight, knowing that going in, I thought they had European football. In hindsight, I probably would put them higher now.
Yeah.
But
I think you guys are
got
really
you, mate.
overrating everything. Anyway, here, look, I'll move on to.
who's your 7? I'm going to get
seventh?
yours Wolves.
Yeah, mine's Wolves.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll get European mainly just because I don't know. I think
Wait, you don't think they're getting Europe?
missing, yeah, I think they're missing. Well, they got 7th.
If you put 7, they probably will. Given that the domestic cup has mostly been won by top 4 teams the last few years.
No,
I mean,
they-
City will probably win the Energy Drink Cup again.
Oh, maybe. I know they'll get 7th anyway, and Doherty is a big loss because he was a big contributor. Like he had such great chemistry with Traore down that right hand side. Like a lot of their good stuff does come from that.
Well, I
side.
think they were very good friends as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that's a big loss.
That is a big loss.
What's your 7th?
I have Spurs.
Whoa!
Holy shit, dude! You
Hang on.
actually put Everton
He's
top
put
6.
Everton
Holy
top
shit,
6.
dude! You actually put Everton top 6. He's put Everton over Tottenham and Arsenal.
Wait, you don't rate James Rodriguez, but Everton's in
Ne-
top 6.
dude, never
don't rate him, I
never
don't-
go to London. Never go to London.
Okay, what's it? Why Spurs
Okay, why?
down in 7th?
I just don't see Jose Mourinho doing the job with Spurs.
I always thought Mourinho was a weird choice.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I just don't see it working from there. To be honest with you.
I mean, a guy who's well known for winning trophies going to a team that's well known for not winning trophies is a bit weird.
Yeah, but I think they still have a good squad. They
Yeah.
have a good squad. Like they still have the likes of Son Heung-min, they still have Kane, they still have Dele Alli. They still have like Dele Alli has dropped off a little bit, but he had a really good spell under Jose for a while.
Yeah,
That's
when
what
he
it
first
is.
came
I don't
in.
know why Tottenham signed Højbjerg. They have a load of midfielders that are better than Højbjerg.
I think Højbjerg is actually very talented.
Yeah.
Though.
Doherty was a great signing. Will Ndombele come up well this season? I don't know.
Mourinho gave up on Ndombele way too quickly.
Yeah.
I feel like Ndombele came on as a substitute in a few games. And he didn't do much because he was given much time. And
I
then
think
Mourinho started blaming him for their losses.
Yeah,
Or their poor
I
results.
think if they have Mourinho there and then
I don't think you can't. Yeah, it's like
too much football.
I think when it comes to Tottenham, you cannot have both Ndombele and Mourinho at the club.
Which
You
is
get
a
rid of
shame
one.
because Ndombele was
And
so.
let's be honest here, if you're gonna choose between two, they're gonna get rid of Ndombele.
Yeah, which is a major shame because he's meant to be like the best talent that they have. Like,
Yeah.
well, why else? Why did you think
Yeah,
that?
come on, there's gotta be something else why you
There's
put.
got to be a reason why you'd have him down there. Like,
He just thinks Everton are the greatest thing since sliced bread, apparently.
Yeah. first.
I mean,
Nick.
okay.
Yeah,
No.
we'll get
No.
back around to you when you talk about Everton. Maybe
Right, yeah.
you could
Maybe
say
not- yeah,
why
maybe
you
not
think
you
they're better.
Yeah.
Right, so
I just don't see it working for Jose Mourinho at Spurs. I just don't think he's the man to get Spurs there. I don't think he's.
Yeah,
I think
I don't rate Jose either
I think
for the Spurs.
you're also
For-
playing. You're also
for-
playing Europa League
for
football next
the
season.
amount
Yeah.
that they've spent, when Jose is on a team, he's kind of spent high. See at Chelsea, see at Man United, worked for
Yeah.
a few seasons.
He still,
But-
he still could technically.
He doesn't have that really. At
Yeah,
Spurs,
he's
does
not
he?
having that at Spurs.
No, he's not going to be able
He's
to
not
spend.
getting. He's not getting the
He's not going to be able to
players.
spend 250 million like Frank Lampard's doing.
Yeah,
He's not able to get like what he'd prefer, and he's getting
Well, that's why he's probably going to end up somewhere in the belly.
yeah.
Probably get a good amount for him.
But there's only a month left. Like that's very risky.
Yeah.
Well, man, there's
He's
more
not-
than a month.
he's not
There's a month
bringing-
and a half. Sorry.
He has nothing to bring in to he can't. He's just not bringing in as what he wants or what he would prefer.
I just
50
think
million
Everton very
pound
fucking
players.
low.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
It's
All right, who do you have? Everton, is it?
Yeah, it's Everton.
So you have Everton in 7th.
Okay.
But why are they so high? Why are they higher than
So,
Wolves?
it's not that I'm overrating Rodriguez, it's that I am fully rating Ancelotti
Yeah.
and trusting that with a full
That's fine.
he's not gonna be working with the shit first half of the season that Silva gave him when he came in.
that's fair.
And Everton were much better under him than they were under Silva. And he's not gonna have that. He's gonna have a clean slate. I think with the signings that they have of Doucouré, Alwyn, and Rodriguez, that massively improves their midfield and massively improves their midfield options.
Yeah.
And I think they have Calvert-Lewin and McAllister
They're
as your
really-
strike duo are good. They were very
They don't
good.
have a
on
lot
their-
of depth in defence, and I don't rate
No,
that.
and that's the thing. That's why they have a poor
Like
defense and they have a
centre-backs,
poor
like-
keeper. If I were going to
Yeah,
look through,
Pickford has
if
been
I'm going to
great.
look through all the 20 teams in the Premier League and I'm going to pick out who's definitively the worst keeper in it, it's Pickford every single time.
Whoa.
100 times out of 100, Pickford is the worst keeper in the league.
That
And you
is-
will not convince me otherwise. There's got to be no. When you look at this guy, he is so over.
Kepa,
He's
Kepa,
so.
man.
Okay.
I have Kepa there.
Alright, no. Kepa's really bad. Kepa's 19th. 19th, second worst keeper in the league.
Yeah.
But Pickford, Pickford's such an overconfident fucker, right? Do you not see him? I don't remember what game it was. Where a shot comes in, he fucking spills it under his legs, right?
Yeah, but if you think
And
Kepa's
he
so
and
bad,
he
why
goes.
do you have him up there?
What?
If you
Because
think
I think Ancelotti. I think he improved the defense. I think the defense is not great, but I don't think it's the worst, right? But Pickford. I mean,
but why better than Wolves? Just because you thought Wolves had Europe.
I thought well, partly that, yeah. But I think Ancelotti will just do a great job there.
But
I
you think they're going to go from 13 to 7?
Yes, because they should. I mean, realistically, right? If they had Ancelotti for the full season, they wouldn't have been fucking 13 to begin with, would they?
Maybe.
If they had
But
a
Marco
better.
Silva was a good manager.
No, he fucking.
I don't think he
wasn't.
was good. He was good for.
They
Wolves.
spent
He was
money
good
on
for
getting
Watford.
Marco Silva in. They paid Watford money to have him in. That was stupid. That was dumb.
I
But-
don't know.
I think. I mean, like that look that Pickford got when he fucking when he turned around and he grabbed the ball from going on the line, he almost spilled over that fucking stupid fucking look on his face. I fucking hate Pickford.
Yeah, did not.
I can fucking tell.
I despise Pickford, and the fact that he is England #1 over Nick Pope and over Dean Henderson is a fucking
Yeah.
crime.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah.
It's a crime.
He was very good for Sunderland, though.
I feel like
I
you
don't
feel
give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we didn't go for him.
But yeah,
you feel the same way about Pickford the way I feel about.
If Pickford
Troy
was at
Deeney.
any other team, I'd still hate
Troy
him.
Deeney.
I hate Troy Deeney.
If Pickford
Hate
was at any
Troy
other team,
Deeney
I'd hate him
passion.
just as much. It's not even to say he's an Everton player. I fucking hate Jordan Pickford.
Who's your kind of
Well,
hate?
The thing is,
I don't know.
I think the rest of Everton's team is good enough to offset my hatred of Pickford. The fact that I'm putting Everton 7th, despite my absolute hatred of Pickford, that is more that I have faith that Ancelotti will do a good job.
Yeah.
I don't think because he's not going there just like for money. He's going there because he had an idea, and this is a good project for him to be doing. I think he'll be fully invested in doing this.
It could be interesting, but I just
Now,
I think
maybe-
they had,
now,
they
maybe
had,
I'm off
that
my- I
lack of
think
width.
he's-
I think is really.
I don't think that would be as big. I don't think it's going to be as big of a problem as you think it is.
I think
Yeah.
it's that lack of width that's really a
And
problem.
also, I think Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison were much better under Ancelotti,
Yeah.
especially Calvert-Lewin. And Calvert-Lewin was better when Marcus Silva was gone.
Moise Keane though, I think that's an asset that they
Well,
need to
I
use
mean,
more.
Moise Keane will do much better under Ancelotti as well.
Yeah.
You know, and I think their options now with these 3 new signings that they got, like Decoy's good, Allen's good, Rodriguez is good. It means they have more options now to bring on as opposed to what they had before.
I think you have them very high though.
One last note I'll say.
I think he's a really overrated.
One last thing I'll say about it. I fucking hate Jordan Pickford. And that's all I ask. That's one last note.
All right.
Moving.
It's like I want
Six,
to.
yeah.
I want to keep Baez out of this, but fuck Jordan Pickford.
I have
I'm
Arsenal
sure
6.
I have Tottenham 6. Sorry, you're talking about yours.
Yeah, I just think I have Arsenal there just because like I think players like Pepe, Tierney, like they'll step up this season. We didn't get to see much of Kieran Tierney.
No.
I think he'll step up this season, especially when he came back from that lockdown after the injury. Like he actually looked pretty good. Aubameyang, I think he's slotting the goals again. Like there's no worries about that. But I just don't think. Like they're better than Wolves. They're better than Everton for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why you have Wolves and Everton ahead of them, man. That is a bit crazy to me.
Alright,
I don't know.
You won't be saying it's the end of the season when Villa finished 13th.
Yeah, I just think like Arteta is actually a good manager, and I think he'll get the best out of them.
Well, that's what I think.
They've also got young centre backs coming. Like Saliba could be pretty good for them.
I've put Tottenham 6th.
Yeah.
So
It was a toss up between Arsenal and
So,
Spurs for me. For that
here's the
sixth
thing,
spot.
right? It's like you think Arsenal and Tottenham need to make signs, but when you look at it, right, they're not making signs in the right areas.
Yeah.
They signed Doherty. Well, okay, actually, I say
Doherty was
Doherty
a good
is
sign.
fine.
That's what
That
they
was a
needed.
great sign. That was
Yeah.
fantastic. 15 million. Like when you look at Chelsea signing Chilwell for 50, it's looking at Doherty for
Yeah.
15. It's a fucking steal.
That's what I'm wondering though. How
But-
do they get Doherty so cheap?
Why I have-
relatively so cheap.
I might as well
It's
say
because they're
5th
buying
and
him
6th.
from Wolves, and he's not an English player.
I might as well say that my 5th and 6th now, but like I have Spurs 5th and Arsenal 6th, and I just put Spurs ahead of Arsenal mainly just because I think that Jose back half of the season was very strong. Jose had a very strong back half.
When I'm thinking why I put Tottenham behind Arsenal is that like okay.
They've got more
So
quality.
the
as well.
positives for Tottenham are that they have a good midfield. And they
Yeah.
have good midfield options. So like the Celso, Aoi,
Sissoko's pretty good.
Sissoko.
Højbjerg.
Like Sissoko, like, when he gets running with the ball, he's so hard to stop
Yeah.
because he's so strong. I think Ndombele is good, but I don't think he'll be playing him much.
Dele
Getson
Alli.
Fernandez is alright.
Dele Alli had a
was
good
alright.
spell under Jose. I think he
You
might
know.
have a good spell again.
Song. You
Son
can
is
play
quality.
Song literally anywhere you want.
Yeah, Son is class.
I think people like just forgot about Lucas Moore towards
Yeah,
back half
Lucas
of the
Moore is
season.
quality
Lucas Moore's
player.
fantastic. And another positive for him is Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say whatever you want about Harry Kane, about whatever you think of him. There's one thing you can't deny.
He
This
scores
dude
goals.
is a natural goal scorer.
Yeah, he will score goals.
If there was any guy who you'd bank on getting if he's fully fit in the season, if any player in the league you'd bank on getting 20 goals plus in a season, it's Harry Kane.
Kane, yeah.
Because that's because that's what he's there for. He's a natural goal scorer. No matter what you say, like, what you think about him, that's what he's there for, and that's what he's great at.
So you have
He's good
Spurs. You have Arsenal ahead of
But-
Spurs. So.
Thing is, right? They don't have great cover for Harry Kane.
Yes, that's very true.
They
And
so
he is an injury prone.
they really missed his goals to us back obviously. Like they scraped
need a-
European football. They wouldn't have had to scrape it had they had Harry Kane.
I think they'll get in a backup striker though.
Well, I think
have a feeling they would
they
probably
have a
will.
very shaky back five. Like a back five: Ben Davis, Davinson Sanchez, Eric Dyer.
I think
and
Ben Davis
who's their
will do
right back?
better though.
Well, I guess Doherty is good.
I think
and-
Ben Davis will do better though because I think the problem with Serge Aurier is the fact that Jose was doing this thing that Serge Aurier was allowed to go forward, but when he was go forward, that means like the rest of that defense has to slot back as like a back
But
three.
Eric Dyer is shit.
Yeah,
Eric Dyer
Eric
is
Dyer's
shit.
shite.
And Davinson Sanchez, he's not much better. He's better, but he's not much better.
I
And
think
that
letting
being said-
Vertonghen go on the free.
Letting
is a bit
Vertonghen go
crazy.
was baffling.
Like I know he's like he didn't have a great season, but he's still like
He's
a quality
baffling.
centre.
Now, okay, and he's not playing.
He probably
but
wanted
he's got
to
he
leave
got Alderweireld on the bench.
Yeah.
Why? He's a much better centre, and he's an actual centre back as opposed
Yeah.
to Eric Dyer, who you just converted from CDM.
There's something going on with that defense, and I don't really know why.
It's-
Because I look at those players and I
It's
say they're
bad.
very good. Yeah.
When you look at that back four, you think that's not good. And then there's
well,
Lloris.
it's still better than Arsenal's defense.
Lloris.
It's not
is
like
such a
Arsenal have a great defense.
the- Yeah, but they're better. They've been playing better.
Do they?
Yeah, Arteta
I
made them
think
play
Tierney's
better.
a good.
I'll talk about Arsenal.
They don't really even have like a good CDM.
But it's like Lloris is such a fucking roller coaster of a goalkeeper
Right.
because there were saves that you think, how the fuck's he not saved that?
Yeah.
He makes mistakes so often. But also there are times where it's like, how the
Wow,
fuck has he
how did he
saved
save
that?
that, yeah.
How has he done that? He could be a cat. He's like, actually, he is like a cat. Because there's some times where he does like, oh, some cool thing. And then he'll fucking knock over Power Pot.
Yeah.
And you think, what the fuck are you doing? You're an asshole.
Yeah.
And that's just what it reads. And it's like, if you combine it together, you get like a solid goalkeeper. Right? When you combine those things together. Because he makes saves that he shouldn't be able to make, but he also doesn't make saves that he really should make. And that's why it's such a shaky back five. Not just in the defense, it's also him. Because you don't know what you're going to get. You know, when you see a shot coming in, you think, is it going to be a fantastic save, or is it going to be a ridiculous blunder? You just don't know what you're going to get with him.
He seems to me more like a better Mignolet in that sense.
But
Because
I will say-
Mignolet will pull off some decent saves sometimes, and then like there's always a
and he's
mistake
good.
in him.
He's good in the penalty. He's good in the penalty shootout. But he's just such a fucking weird one for me.
Yeah.
And I think that if anything's going to stop Tottenham getting top six, it's going to be their back
Do you
line.
not look at Spurs and say they've got a lot more quality in their squad than Arsenal did though?
Yeah, but it's getting the best out of them. And I don't know if Mourinho does that with Tottenham.
Yeah,
I don't-
maybe.
he does it, but
I don't know.
he's done it. Mourinho's done it before. I just don't think I've seen him get the best out of there. The only player that I've seen really improve under Mourinho was Dele Alli.
Yeah.
Everyone else was either playing at the
If
same
you
level
guys-
or just below it.
If Poch was still here at Spurs, do you think that Spurs would look more threatening?
I don't think Spurs would have got Europe had Pochettino stayed there.
Yeah, but you think like looking at this season now, it's
Going into this season, do I think Pochettino would do better than Mourinho is? No,
I
Maybe.
think he would.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I'd agree.
Maybe.
Based on their
I just
current
feel
team.
like it was just kind of like a blip, but anyway, that's kind of.
I mean, maybe not,
hypothetical
but I
anyway.
think Mourinho, Pochettino was starting to like lose the squad a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Anyway, Andrew, you might
Same.
as well.
go on, talk
Go on,
about
number
Everton.
six.
Oh, you're sixth, yeah.
Yeah. No, sorry. Everton number 6.
Wait, so you have and then surely you have Spurs fifth.
No.
Oh, wait, we're going. Don't say
I-
it. Don't say
I
it.
wa-
Save it, but yeah, okay, you have.
I
Everton.
already said talk about Spurs.
Oh, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, where are they again?
7th.
7th.
And I'll have Everton 6th.
Oh, Everton 6th, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
So let's say so
Um,
my fifth team is Arsenal. And like you put in Man United and you put in Everton top 4.
But wait, why is Everton?
Yeah.
So wait, so
Sixth.
Everton's 6 for you.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
why? I
I
don't
just
understand that.
think Ancelotti's going to do an amazing job this season. I feel like
But how are they gonna skip more than 7 spaces?
Why not have such a shit start of the season to work with?
yeah,
I just don't like.
Yeah,
I
the-
just don't see that.
poor start to the season. They actually had a bit of a poor end. to the
Everton
season.
always disappoint.
Everton were undefeated at home under Ancelotti.
Everton always disappoint though.
But then they lose.
Yeah,
Then they
they
lose
do.
to Bournemouth away at home.
But they only disappoint when you set high expectations for them.
Yeah.
So you have to set, they can't disappoint you if you set the bar low.
but you've
so-
set them high here.
Yeah, you set
today.
them high. I mean, I'm not saying like they're gonna challenge. I'm not gonna say they're gonna challenge the
Top
established
But
top 6.
don't get me wrong. I think James Rodriguez is quality as well.
And Alan's good as
He's
well.
class.
Alan,
Alan's
yeah.
good.
And
That-
Corey's
that-
good.
That's a sign.
What's your point, James?
Yeah.
That's a sign that push you up.
Yeah.
But I
that's
just
Corey?
don't-
Alan.
But I just don't. I think
You're over in the Corey there, Vin.
I still don't think it's better than like Arsenal or Spurs or.
Yeah.
What Spurs
Or
done to
Wolves,
push you
then.
over? I think you're overrating Højbjerg. You seem to be basing Tottenham's season based off the fact that they signed him.
No, I'm not basing
No,
Spurs
you
season
kind,
off
you
Højbjerg.
kind of are.
No,
Yeah.
I just
Dude,
think he's a good
like, I
sign.
need
Højbjerg.
Andrew.
No, I don't
Andrew.
think he's like the best.
What-
player.
What has James been like every time you mention Højbjerg so far? He's like, oh, he's a fantastic signing for
Højbjerg.
them. Oh, Højbjerg, oh my god.
DMing him on Instagram and everything.
I'm not saying Højbjerg's a bad player.
Alright, Pierre,
I just think
let's go.
you're overrating him. Like you seem to think that Southampton are sinking ship now that Højbjerg's gone. Like, oh, Southampton, they'll be relegated in at least 2 years' time. Like, next 2 years, Southampton, they'll be League One. No, Højbjerg, what's going to keep them going?
No, I just think they look very thin in midfield right now without Højbjerg.
Fuck off.
I just do.
No,
and I
stop.
just think Spurs look a little bit better with him in there. But I just think Spurs like generally just have a lot more talent in their squad than Everton do.
Yeah.
Spurs' defense is still better than Everton, I think.
at least they have an actual centre back at centre back games.
Yeah, but I still think they look better.
Everton have
They've
an
got a
actual
much better attack.
an actual centre back as opposed to two converted midfielders.
As much as I think like Richarlison and Calvert Lewin are going to pick up this season,
I think
they're
Moise,
not going to do better than Harry Kane.
I think Moise Keane is going to have his. He's going to get about 10 goals a season. I feel like
But he wasn't even getting started for Everton last season.
I feel like this season is kind of is his.
His season.
Yeah, I feel like this
Well,
is the year we're going to.
I don't think you get
does
played
anyone-
over Richarlison and Calvert Lewin. He won't get much game time over those guys.
I think.
Okay, so
Yeah.
do you want to talk more about
you might as
Everton?
well
Or?
talk about your fifth anyway as well.
Fifth as well. My fifth is Wolves.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Holy shit! Yeah, I forgot. So you had Arsenal and Spurs below.
Dude, we didn't even
Wolves
think
and
about where he
Everton.
was putting Wolves. What the fuck? You're
Yeah.
so focused on
Jesus.
Everton. You
Now,
know.
my whole like theory based on this is they have no Europa League at all. They have an amazing
But
squad.
I don't think that Europa League is going to affect
But
Spurs
hold on,
and
hold
Arsenal
on.
so much.
Hold on.
Especially Arsenal. Arsenal have a deep
Hold
enough
on.
squad to just
No,
throw
hold on.
youngsters out in the
Hold on.
Europa.
This Wolves team is basically the exact same it was when they first came up. And they didn't have European football when they first came up. And they got 10th.
But I think they're better than
Wait, did they
Yeah.
get 10th or was it
And
higher
ho-
now? Yeah, I mean,
Jimenez is
yeah.
better
But
now
to
as
say
well.
they're going to jump to 5th is a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel they're gonna have an amazing. I feel like this is gonna be like the
This
end
is
of
their
it.
year.
This is their year.
This is their year. Yeah.
Oh, Jimenez back in 40 this year.
Yeah. You know.
Jesus, man. I don't
Do-
know.
That's a big jump, though.
The only,
That's a
the,
huge fucking
the only
jump.
thing that would make Wolves better is Hoiberg, apparently. But
Man, let me tell you,
Right.
if Wolves was just replaced their entire team with Hoibergs, they'd be best team in the world.
If they still, they could take
If they,
Coutinho
what
and
they need to
Neves
do,
out of
right,
midfield,
The
they-
quadruple.
Andrew, what they need to do is they need to sell Jimenez and Traore and then get Hoiberg.
Stick him up top.
Stick him up top. Stick him anywhere. Stick him in fucking goal.
I don't-
Hoiberg's the best
Stick
player
him
ever.
centre back. He
I
scored.
don't know if you guys used to do this, right? But when you played FIFA, like the older FIFA 08 and all,
Yeah.
Like, did you sign Hoiberg?
like you like
Stick the centre backs up top or something.
no, I stick like if I'd be winning like 2 or 3-0 or something or 1-0 or something, I'd stick like a Bongo or John Carew as centre backs because I thought they were higher rated. I was like, oh, these guys are way better than the guys at the back.
No, I wasn't that retarded.
No, you're not fucking stupid, Andrew. Then again, James, Andrew's put Aston Villa 13th. He's clearing
Yeah,
off. He's clearing off.
yeah.
And he's got
He's
no
gone crazy.
intelligence in there.
You guys.
Check how he's looking at the
He's
eyes.
Sheffield down in like 15th.
Villa 13 now, I'm telling you.
You guys will be coming back to me at the end of the season saying,
Asking
how
you-
did you do it?
Yeah, like, how did you do it? Andrew, how
tactical
could you get
mastermind.
every single team wrong? How could you do it, man? How did you do it? What's your secret? What's your secret strategy? So I'll make sure not to do that again.
Yeah. The guy on HRTC Sport the Irish show, did you see he did the Championship and the Premier League
Yeah.
and he got every single position wrong. Everyone.
It is hard though.
Yeah.
Like, don't
It is hard.
Yeah, that's why Sheffield
But-
are down there.
What, Andrew? You're not even like shooting yourself in the foot like a pin. Like you're blowing your leg off with a shotgun putting Aston Villa 13th.
No, it's not that. It's the fact that he has Everton in 6th. That is fucking bizarre to me.
Like if there are three of the most baffling decisions
they're not finishing above
Everton
Spurs
has.
and Arsenal.
Aston Villa 13th and Burnley and Sheffield United 15th and 16th.
I can see Wolves sneaking in.
Sneaking into 5th?
But I know. You know what? I wouldn't even rule them out of that. But it's
Maybe
the fact
not,
that
yeah.
Everton's up in 6th after a season where they finished 13th, it's just like I can't see that.
Alright,
Anyway,
here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go,
go,
top
boys.
4.
Top 4. Who's getting the Champions
Okay.
League?
I'll just say 4th, will I?
Yeah, go on.
Alright, I have United 4th.
Alright,
Okay.
What do you guys have?
I have Chelsea.
I have Chelsea.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's United, mainly just because, like, they've bought.
Oh, James.
They don't.
James. I've seen Andrew's top 4. Oh, man, let me tell you. Two black eyes is what he's getting, I'm telling you.
Okay. Anyway, okay. So, United. What the fuck's up with Andrew? Alright.
Just wait.
No,
Just wait, James. Just wait. Just fucking wait.
no, United, look, they've been recruiting really badly. Like,
I don't-
I think defensively they're pretty good. Don't get me wrong. No, that was the best thing about them last season. They were one of the best defenses in the league. But
I'll talk about United.
but they
when
still
I'll talk
need a
about United.
CDM. They can't rely on Matic. And they've signed him on for a 3-year deal.
Fred.
Fred is not good enough.
He is good.
Fred is not good
He
enough.
is.
No, the United fans are fucking bizarre if they think they're fucking off their rockers if they think that fucking Fred or
Van de Beek.
McTominay Van der Beek can't play CDM.
He's
That was
he's
the
a winger.
crazy thing.
He's-
They didn't need.
A winger?
No,
No,
he's
fuck
a
on.
big-
He's more of an attacking
Cam,
midfielder,
yeah.
No, he's not Cam.
He's more of a box-to-box Cam. And, like, the thing is like, Van der Beek is not the player they need. They need someone who can sit deep. Like, they needed, like, an Ndidi or something like that. They need someone like that.
Oh, Højbjerg. They need Højbjerg.
They need a Højbjerg.
Man, they need to fucking get rid of Fernandez, get rid of Pogba. Højbjerg, center of the park, he'll run the game for you.
Look, you can't have a midfield of Fernandez, Van der Beek, and Papa.
You can.
You can't.
Yeah,
You
you can.
can't. You can't.
can.
It's not going to do you very fucking
You
good.
can. It's like, hey.
And
I'm just saying you can.
I think Greenwood will have a good season again.
Whoa.
But they do need another right. They do need a right winger. I think they need a right winger. They're not going to get Sancho. They'll have
What?
to.
Not this transfer window.
And Rashford out in the left. Yeah, he's doing well. Martial's doing well. As well.
Martial was.
I expect that both of them will have a good season, considering they both got like 17th.
And
they both got like 17
Who's man on the
goals
right?
or something like that. They play Greenwood outright.
Yeah, probably.
But like to expect like an 18-year-old to play like that many games,
We did it for Trent.
and I think like he's over his goal scoring. Like I think he overperformed at the back end of last season. I don't think
think
like
No.
I think he'll
I think
still
a full
he'll
season for him
still
will do him good.
he'll still get like plus 10 goals. I think, but I can't see him like getting like 20 goals or anything like that.
Oh wait, okay. Hold
Like,
on. Yeah, I had my United notes up. My United down first for me.
But like I think, I don't know. There's that whole confusion of will they play De Gea? Will they play Henderson? Will that play a part? I don't know.
No.
I just think Chelsea are better, to be honest. Chelsea to me are a better side, even though they've got a shit defense. I think Chelsea are just going to be this team where. I just feel like Chelsea are just going to be this team where they were like Liverpool in 2013-14, where they just didn't give a shit about defending and a bag for like 4 goals against you.
Here's
So
why I
you're
have
fourth.
Chelsea.
Yeah, you're
Chelsea,
fourth.
right?
Yeah.
The reason why I have Chelsea at fourth is there's so many new players coming in. I think next season they'll win the league. That's just kind of early. That's early next season predictions. But this
Yeah.
season,
That is fair.
So,
that is fair.
It's
So what
just-
is City? Are City just
No,
gonna
I don't
like,
think they're going to win the league. But
So
I think
it's
for-
like
for
a
me-
nuke going to be dropped in Manchester or something?
for me,
Like, are City's players going to die?
for me,
This dude thinks Havertz is better than fucking De Bruyne. Just watch.
no, Havertz is quality, but
No,
he's
yeah.
not De Bruyne.
For me, I just feel that there's just so. It's basically a new starting 11. No, seven new starters at least, right?
Like it depends. Like we don't know how Lampard's going to line up his team.
Yeah.
I think Champions League football might hinder them a bit. Maybe I don't know.
We have a squad for it.
They do have the squad for it, yeah. I don't know. Like,
It's
but
just so.
I do think that I just think that they've got so much more goals in them than United do. They've got so much, and I think like maybe Fernandez might have like overperformed. I don't know. There could be that situation, like
Well, a lot of his goals were penalties.
because like
Yeah.
a lot of his goals were penalties, but I think like United have the players to make the penalties.
No, yeah. And you need to have a lot of assists as well.
But he did get a shit ton of assists. But like, will he continue that form like throughout the entire season?
Not throughout the entire
Maybe.
season, but no,
Maybe.
you can't really expect that from
I don't
all
know,
players.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think United. I just don't think they're as good. They haven't like they needed a left back, maybe Brandon Williams could do a role, but and then they like Lindelof, Maguire could be off with that whole fucking debacle
I
of
didn't
Greece.
think about that. Yeah.
What's up with that whole shit with Maguire? Could he be banned for a couple months or something like that? I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I just don't think United have as much quality as Chelsea do. Chelsea have signed really well.
Okay.
Werner could be quality.
So-
Werner could be top goal scorer. This
So
season.
for me, right, I have Chelsea 4. And I was really struggling with who I'd put between United, Chelsea and United. This is
Yeah.
a real struggle for me.
I definitely both think that they get top.
No,
four.
they both get top 4.
Yeah.
So
But-
we seem to agree on top 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and,
I think everyone does.
We'll just wait till you hear it. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So obviously you can't talk about Chelsea's next season without talking about all their signings. And really, they have had fantastic forward offensive signings. Havertz, Werner, and Ziyech. No one can deny how good they are. And getting Werner and Ziyech for the same price as Havertz, that's fucking insane to me.
Yeah.
And they're starting 6 go like they're between the midfield and the 4-9. next season will be scary.
They've got so
Between
many options. Of
Werner and Pulisic, Havertz, Ziyech,
Abraham,
um,
Hudson-Odoi.
Hudson-Odoi, what's his name? Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah.
They've so many options. They're gonna be screwy square.
Yeah.
But let's not act like basically bringing in Chilwell and Silva to fix their defense is you're just papering over the cracks.
They need a goalkeeper, and I think they'll sign a goalkeeper.
Their defense.
Did that sign
okay.
your man from?
So what are you replacing? Right? Who's their left back? What's his name?
Alonso.
Alonso. Right? You child murderer. Alonso. You're replacing him with Chilwell.
I don't think.
Basically, you're just replacing a decent left back who goes going forward with a left back who's just better going
Actually,
forward.
if you look at it, Alonso had better defensive statistics than Chilwell last
Yeah,
season.
because Chilwell's not a good defender.
And Alonso actually had better attacking
Because Chilwell is not a good defender.
So
He's good. He's good going forward. That's fine. But do you need him to go forward?
nah.
Chelsea would have been much better doing what United did and just sign a left back who's very good defending, like United did with Wan-Bissaka. Sign someone you know is a fantastic defender, and then try and get them to try and go forward. But like when you have Pulisic on the left, and when you have a guy like Converts and Ziyech in the midfield, do you need him going forward? No, you need him at the back, and Chilwell won't do that.
But why
And
do you
Thiago
think
Silva
United have an edge over them just because this Chelsea defence?
This Chelsea back five is just bad.
They conceded the second most goals from corners
I think Thiago will help with that.
last season.
But I think Thiago is automatically an
Silva.
improvement on Christensen, Zuma, and Rudiger.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think he'll organise that.
But I think
line a lot better as well.
but to be fair, Thiago Silva probably looking better because he had Marquinhos next to him. Marquinhos is very good.
Well, yeah, Kimpembe and he had Marquinhos just sitting in front of him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So he'd probably look better doing that. But I don't think Thiago Silva will improve that
But they
back line.
but what
But who
you're
do you put
missing
next
is-
to him? Rudiger?
Yeah, but Kante was out for a while, wasn't he?
Yeah, but at this point now, given how little they played him, Kante will probably struggle to get into that midfield now,
Kante,
which is unfortunate because Kante
but
is
think
still
about
very
it,
good.
Kante could easily defense that whole defense.
Sarri
Good luck going down the middle.
Sarri fucked Kante up by trying to convert him into a more of an offensive midfielder. He fucked him up. If you have, at the time, the best CDM in the world, you do not try to make him more forward. You keep him where he is. You don't need him scoring goals for you.
If Kante, if they just keep him fit, stick him CDM, like the defense, definitely instantly looks better.
But who do you put next to him?
Kante is just.
Who do you put next to him? Zuma? No. Christensen? No. Rudiger, really? But Rudiger's not good either.
Yeah, but I think they'll do a decent job.
And then you have Azpilicueta, who is past it.
Yeah, but that's quite as a quality player.
And then there are two goalkeepers that Chelsea have. They're not good.
No, but think about it. If they
Kepa is bad.
But if they have Azpilicueta,
Big Willie is not good either.
if they have Azpilicueta beside Thiago Silva and then right back is Reece James.
Yeah, but we're saying not a good defender.
It's still good enough
It's
though.
better, I guess.
And then you
But
also
again,
have
it's
okay, you have Kepa and Gal, but
it's like, what is it?
they just need someone decent.
You
Can
can
I sign a keeper?
Like
I think they
James.
signed.
I don't know. I haven't
James.
seen that. No.
you can
They have
polish,
Sarr as well.
you can polish a turd until it's shiny, but then all you have is a shiny turd. You know, you can make a shit defense slightly better, but it's still a shit defense at the root of it all.
Yeah, but
You can swap this shit defense around. It's still all shit because they're all shit defenders.
I still think they'll score so many goals that they'll stay up there. I think they'll finish ahead of United just because they'll score so much.
But Kepa is not a good goalkeeper. Why the fuck Chelsea spent 71 million on him? I've got no fucking clue.
Isn't he the most expensive
Yes,
goalkeeper
he
in
is.
the world right now? Isn't he?
And I don't know why. I think part of the reason why they spent so much is that they were pissed off that they didn't get Alisson, so they wanted to make Kepa the most expensive goalkeeper in the world.
Yeah,
Just-
that's how it did. Very
Which is
seem
petty
like.
and stupid.
No, do you know what? Was
And they
the
paid the
crazy
price
thing?
for that shit.
Wasn't it?
And Big Willie is not a good backup keeper.
I'm forgetting how this went, but remember it was the same kind of shit with Chelsea and United over Morata and Lukaku. Was it United got to Lukaku first, so then
Well, yeah, because
And Morata was
Conte
a-
wanted.
and Morata was a big target for United, but they were also considering Lukaku as well, and then they bought Lukaku, so Chelsea were like, "Fuck it, we'll get Morata then."
Yeah, because Conte wanted Lukaku.
Yeah,
But Lukaku went to United, chose United instead.
yeah. So it just kind of seems like the same.
I
shit.
think that back five will cost Chelsea in games. Like we look at City, right? City will fucking destroy that
I
defense.
still think they'll score like 3 or 4 goals a game, and
That's not guaranteed though, 'cause you don't know how good Chelsea.
I just think. Look,
Also, I think, when you're looking at the
I just
at the
think they're
guy
that Liverpool thing.
who will bring the title back to Chelsea, Frank Lampard is not that guy.
No, they're not going to win the title. But what I'm saying is
But-
that they'll finish third.
I'm saying, there's only so much improvement you can make. You can buy all the players you want in the world, which is what Roman Abramovich is doing, right? But you wouldn't have to do it as much if Frank Lampard wasn't your manager. If you were a more proven manager.
I don't
Frank Lampard's only experience before taking Chelsea of actually managing a proper team, and I can only manage their youth team, right?
Derby as well.
Is just 1 year Derby County where he didn't even get them promoted.
Yeah, but
And they thought, that's good enough for us, bring him in.
But I just think like
There's only so... Frank Lampard is a limitation.
He did a decent job at the
Yeah,
last
think of it, right? That's
But
the way I see it. Right?
Lampard is a limitation in that team.
Now I feel like me and you kind of put Chelsea here for different reasons, right? Because you have to remember the Chelsea that Frank Lampard played at wasn't his Chelsea. It wasn't his squad. You know, he's coming in again. He's coming with Sar's squad, so now he's signing his own players. But the problem with bringing in 7 or 8 new
mix up the
players,
dressing room a bit. Like.
yeah. But the problem with bringing in 8 new players is it's 8 new faces. You know, it's a completely new attacking line. It's really hard for them to gel together.
I think like, I don't know. I still think like I think they're just gonna blow teams out the water like a small team.
one thing I did forget with Chelsea, they did bring in your man Sarr off Nice.
Yeah.
But he's playing in the fucking French league.
Yeah, but here, look, think about this.
And while he might be better than Rudiger, I still don't think he's enough to fix that defence.
I know. I just keep thinking back of that Liverpool team with Luis Suarez up top.
Yeah, that team that didn't win a title.
13, they still came second and they scored over 100 goals. The first team to score over 100 goals and not win the title. And they lost by, 2 points in the end to City. And, like, they had an awful defence. And, like, I'm just thinking, maybe Chelsea, I'm looking at this Chelsea side, they have a better attack than that Liverpool side did. Maybe they could just do the same thing that the Liverpool team did.
Frank
they'd be better.
lost 3 times to Ole last season. That's bad. That's really bad.
To who?
To Ole last season.
But I just think...
And you can't just blame that on, like, Frank, like, it wasn't his team. Like, it's because he's not a good manager.
I
just think that they'll just score so much that they'll just outscore United to the point where they'll get enough.
So I think we talked about it. No, but who's your third? Your
My third is Chelsea. Yeah.
Right. Hold on. We'll get to your stupid shit in a minute. My third is United, and I think the reason why was because, well, I think they have a good midfield. They have a very solid midfield.
Okay.
I think they have...
No, they don't have a solid midfield.
They've got a solid midfield.
No, they've got a very attacking midfield.
Yeah, it's a solid midfield.
But defensively, they've got nothing that can like really win back the ball, except for Pogba in there. Matic is all right, but defensively, he's not very good. He was just doing very nice long balls forward.
And they have good midfield. They have good forwards.
They have good forwards, yeah, I agree. But they weren't scoring.
I'll put this down. It's going to sound strange. Theoretically, they have a good back five. Theoretically. I'll get down to it. But the thing is, they have poor cover. Who are their backup forwards? Dan James? Igalo?
It's got to stay.
But then why do you have them above Chelsea if you're saying these backup forwards are crap, and then you're saying in theory they have a better... They have a good
back. The interior, they have a good back five. The problem, the reason why I say it's theoretically a good back five is Maguire and David De Gea. You don't know where you're going to get sometimes.
Well, I think they underperformed, and I think they'll over.
But I think like Luke Shaw, he's fine. Lindelof is a non-factor really. Let's be honest. Wan-Bissaka is a great right back. I mean, Lindelof is just kind of just fucking there, isn't he? He's just like a name on the team sheet, really, isn't he? He's just there because
I think he's
just there because he's a better alternative to Jones.
But I think he plays good football sometimes. I think he's a good defender sometimes. I think he puts in a good performance. But I just think...
But, like, David De Gea has the most errors leading to goals.
Yeah.
And when you look at it, there's probably like a 10-minute compilation of stupid shit David De Gea did in the last, since the World Cup. He's been awful since the World Cup. And, like, on his day, he's unbeatable. You just cannot score past him.
Yeah.
But it just seems like those games where he's unbeatable are coming less and less often, and there's more and more of him just letting the ball squirm underneath him.
But then why do you have them above Chelsea?
Because Chelsea's back five is definitively shit.
Yeah, but that's
it.
But that's
not like it depends on game to game. Chelsea's back five is no matter what game it is. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, any day of the week, it's a shit back five. That's why, and that is why. Because United will score goals as well, but they don't have a defence that will stop goals from going into your end.
I'm just thinking, if something happens to Bruno Fernandes, they just look like a shit side again.
You can say that for anything though.
Yeah. So
No, because if City get any kind of injuries, they're okay. Like Aguero was out for a season almost.
Oh yeah. You mean that City side that lost 9 games last season?
Yeah, but I mean,
Hold on.
City
Actually,
can still like
I did last season's table.
still like finish second without their top goal scorer. The season before they won the Premier League against the Liverpool side without missing Kevin De Bruyne
Yeah.
for the whole season.
So I tell my third because
Yeah, go on.
I have Liverpool in third.
Whoa!
Yeah, no,
Holy shit.
he's
Yeah.
fucking brain dead.
So why do you think United will finish ahead of Liverpool?
I
What the fuck did...
Alright, I'll explain this, right?
Okay.
I'll explain this, right?
Andrew thinks that a 33-point gap between Liverpool and United will be closed in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Man, he
No,
must
I just
he
feel-
must really rate Van de Beek.
yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
Van de Beek's good now, but he's no fucking Hoiberg.
Yeah, no, I think Van der Beek is a good signing.
33 points, Andrew. 33
Oh,
Where are they
okay.
gonna, how are they going to close that gap?
What?
How are they going to
Where
close
the-
that gap?
where
The
the-
first
Because,
season started, so it's not really a gap anymore, but that's my attempt at humour.
Oh, shit.
I know.
Hey,
but,
me, where you thought Aston Villa 13 was your attempt at humour?
No, I think I know I'm going for wild predictions this clearly.
Yes.
But why do you think they'll finish?
'Cause
30
I felt like
33-point gap,
in-
Andrew.
I think
You don't
during
think? I
lockdown-
think it's the problem.
Yeah.
lockdown. I think they're probably the second best team. Bar
Whatever team had
Southampton.
Hoiberg in it.
During
Yeah.
lockdown or after lockdown?
Oh yeah,
Well,
the
clearly not during
restart.
lockdown.
Restart.
After, so
Yeah.
in the restart, they were
Yeah.
the second best team.
Yeah.
So why do you think they'd be the third best team?
Oh, Liverpool.
Yeah.
No, I said Man United be this.
Oh,
Yeah.
United were the second best team.
Yeah.
And you think they'll carry that form?
Yeah. I think.
You see, I think the problem with United was I think everyone thought they were really good at it, but the problem is if you look at a lot of those fixtures that they had in the restart, they were really shit
Yeah,
teams.
they had Villa.
They had really shit teams that they came
They
up
had
against.
Villa, for fuck's sake.
And then they came up against some of the bigger teams and they fucking lost.
Well, they lost to Chelsea in the FA Cup.
Yeah, they lost Chelsea in the FA Cup.
Who they lost to this?
There was some other teams that they came up against at the end. There was one or two teams that they came up
Drew
against.
Tottenham.
Drew with Spurs. Did they come up against Arsenal? I don't know, but they played shit and they didn't really impress against Leicester. I know they beat Leicester,
Drew Southampton.
but they beat a Leicester side that wasn't in good form themselves.
Drew Southampton.
Drew Southampton. And then they thumped all the smaller teams like Brighton. They
Don't
thumped.
say-
Well, that's where the 33-point gap's going to close, James. Duh.
So I just think like
Remember, right? Remember when City ran away with the league? Yeah, remember, right? They were 19 points clear of United.
yeah.
And everyone thought, well, United would be the ones to close the gap.
Yeah.
That gap only got further next season, right?
Yeah.
And you think, oh no, okay, now the gap will close. That gap, once again, only got further. So why do you think a 33-point gap, which is fucking ridiculous, how do you
Why
think
do you
United
think
got to close that gap?
What?
Why do you think they're going to be Liverpool?
I just think the Liverpool squad might get a bit like they might be a bit
Overconfident?
Yeah, they might be overconfident.
Oh yeah, remember how overconfident they got when they won the Champions League, and then they ran away with the league and won by 18 points and
Well-
finished 33 points ahead of United. That overconfident? Yeah.
What I will say is, it is worrying how
Yeah.
Liverpool have played their pre-season games. Granted, it's pre-season.
To be fair though, their preseason last year they were shit.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of games.
That's
It never
very
happened.
Yeah.
That's very true. But after they won that title as well, now they were probably just
To be
celebrating.
fair, that was
shit
fair.
like
That's,
that.
I mean, they can't really deny
They
that.
were just celebrating shit like that. But
Yeah.
they were very poor after winning that.
Smash Chelsea though.
Yeah. But they also let in 3 goals.
Yeah, but I
It
mean-
was 5-3, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 5-3 or something.
Yeah.
wasn't it?
I mean, it's not the defense I'm particularly worried about. It's more their forwards. Like when we played Blackpool, right? We had our
Front three
preseason
on.
front three. We had our stopper front three. How the fuck are they not scoring a goal
Yeah.
in the first half?
That is worrying. Like, the thing is as well.
We were
is
2-1 down at half time, for fuck's sake.
Liverpool have a front three that they rely on so much. Actually, I'll come back to that. But I just don't understand why you think they'd be so low.
Not so low.
Why,
I
I just don't understand why you think United will top them.
yeah, I just have that
You
inkling.
just can't. You just got that instinct. Like,
Yeah.
okay, you just got that hunch.
Look.
I mean, his whole fucking Premier League selection has been a fucking joke to begin with. So
It's not been a joke. It's
it's
been
been a
like
joke.
All right, who do you have third? You have United third.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I have Liverpool second.
Interesting.
I think City will win the title.
yeah.
Mainly just because Liverpool rely so heavily on their front three.
Yeah.
They've been so lucky the last 2 seasons,
It's not luck.
not a single one of them
not
have
luck.
gotten injured.
That's how Liverpool condition their players. Most of their players.
I know they can.
Very few players.
But it is
Van
like,
Dijk doesn't get injured. Front three doesn't get injured. Most of our midfielders don't get
I
injured.
just think all it takes is one injury from us.
Has Robertson missed a game?
All it takes is an injury for Salah or an injury for Mane, and like Liverpool look considerably worse. Like when we've played games where like Salah just sat out a game or Mane's just sat out a game, they do look a lot
What
worse.
about the Everton game when we didn't play any of them?
Yeah, that was just like one game, which is why everyone is kind of shit. But like any other game where Liverpool, like if a team like sits deep against Liverpool really fucking struggle to break them down, and they even struggle more.
That's why I think that's why Naby Keita needs to have a big season.
Yeah, I think Naby Keita will step up, and if they get Thiago, it would definitely be a big improvement in Everton.
Do you
I think they need to keep Gini.
I just think City have way too much depth in
They
their
need to keep
squad.
Gini.
What do you guys think about the Thiago or?
Oh, I think
Wijnaldum?
Thiago would be a great time.
Think you should let Wijnaldum go then?
No.
To be honest, I don't think like if they let him go, it would be terrible if they get Thiago.
If I was resigned to letting Gini go, if I knew he was leaving, then I'd say yes. But if I would rather keep
Thiago
Gini.
does everything better than Gini Wijnaldum does. In every way. Defensively, he's better, and he's so much better creatively.
Creatively, yes.
Thiago is easily one of the best midfielders in the world right now. And if they get him in for like 30 million, like that's such a steal. Like
I just think
I know he's like 29, but you'll get 3 good seasons.
I just think Liverpool fans just underrate Gini right now.
I think he gives brilliant performances, and I think like he does put in like a lot of work rate and stuff. But sometimes,
which is what Klopp wants in his players.
I just think there's like
Is Thiago
Thiago
going to give you that work rate?
Yeah, Thiago does give that work rate in that Bayern midfield. Yeah, I just think, and even if Thiago like slows down a little bit, they've still got the likes of Keita and Fabinho who can like, or even Henderson who can like step that up around them. I just think like Liverpool would be okay with that, but it's just, I don't know. Liverpool have looked a bit shaky recently, and I think City like they consistently get over.
What more annoys me is that I'm sick of seeing Liverpool being linked to players and then just not going for them. Like the whole thing where
they need a backup
how long were we being linked to Werner and they never went for him?
I just think
And that could be annoying.
I just think Liverpool really need a backup striker if they want to win the Premier League.
Yeah, I don't rate Origi.
No, I'd never rate Origi, except for when like around like 2016 when he was a youth. Like I was like, oh yeah, Origi.
When he was a youth.
Well, he was like.
The Origi aged 10 years in the last 4.
No, but I'm saying like when he was like really young.
Yeah.
And he scored. I think he scored like 10 goals in like something a few games like in a row. And then I was like, okay, well, and then we loaned him out to Wolfsburg the next season. I was like, oh, okay, that's a bit odd. And now, like, I thought like he scored like a couple decent goals. Well, he scored like really important goals, but it's not like he's ever been like that consistent striker who can come off the bench and bang them in or anything like. And I don't think Minamino's alright.
I think Minamino will have a good season.
I don't know. I think he looks fine.
I never really understood the sign of Minamino, to be honest.
Well, see, Andrew, this is a weird concept for Villa fans, but see, other teams like to sign good players.
No, but like, when you sign them, you
Andrew,
never use them.
See, Andrew, you probably didn't watch Champions League because you haven't been in it like 50 years.
It's hard for any player to try getting any kind of game time ahead of that front three because that front three is just so important.
But I think like Minamino, I think you have a good season. I think he's a good player.
I think he's a good player, but I don't think like.
I just think he needs time.
I just don't think we have the same kind of backup that.
I think Liverpool do need more cover.
Liverpool don't have the same kind of backup City do.
And well, we didn't last season either, and we still ran away with the title.
I still think Liverpool got very lucky that front three has remained fit for so long.
Well, no,
all we need is like an injury.
I'll talk about when I get to Liverpool about why I think they'll win the league. Because there's a certain talent.
The only thing is City have a poor back line.
Yes, which is hard. Which is
and really, I don't think they've fixed that.
I think so. I put City second, right? And I think if City hadn't bought Ake and instead bought Koulibaly,
well, I think
that'd be stupid though. Because then why the fuck would you have bought Ake for?
Ake is just a backup.
Yeah, that's dumb.
But he's not like
You should spend. You don't spend 40. You should not spend 40 million on a backup centre back.
I don't rate
That's
Ake,
dumb.
like he's just fine. Yeah, but City have the funds.
And you have Stones and Otamendi as well. So like, what do you need Ake as a
Because
backup?
Otamendi is just dark.
And you have Walker as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Cancelo looks quality right now as well.
Yeah, like why couldn't you just pay Walker centre back if you need him to?
Ah,
But I
I
think
think he
if
works
I think
better in
if
three.
I think if City had bought Koulibaly instead of Ake, that probably would have been enough for them to pip it. But I don't think Ake is the answer there because what's their back line? So what? Either Mendy or Zinchenko. Mendy's not good at that back.
I think he is. I think he's fine.
He's a shit.
I think he'll step up this season.
If he was a left winger, he's a shit left back.
I think he'll step
He's
up
a
this
shit
season.
defender. He can't step up shit.
But I think
He's not a good defender.
the problem for City is Rodri
Port
looked really poor in that first half of the season.
Yeah,
The
He was
Port-
getting bypassed way too easy, and he was no Fernandinho.
The Port is probably one of the best centre backs in the league.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Probably
Yeah, definitely.
top 3.
Yeah.
Fernandinho.
But it's the point that
I mean,
Fernandinho
I
had
mean-
to play centre back last season, which I think.
I mean,
really
I think it was a
fucked
bit.
over
I think it was a bit weird. I think you probably should have just played CDM. But I think Ake
Yeah.
playing Ake, probably you can move Fernandinho back into midfield.
Yeah.
Or do you just like keep him as a centre back? I don't know. Then, but either day, even then, it's still not enough. Whoever you're playing there, it's still not enough. Then you have right back of either Cancelo or Walker. I mean, neither of them are particularly great. If you could combine the two together, you have a great centre. You have a great right
I
back.
don't know. I think they're both very good. I think people are really harsh on Walker.
I
for
think-
some reason.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, but I felt it's a bit off topic, but Gareth Southgate's England squad was a bit
Gareth Southgate doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
yeah.
If you were
I
when
don't know.
you-
I also think it's UEFA Nations League.
It's like when you look at your England team, what's the big problem with the England team? They have a real lack of creativity. So why the fuck are you playing
Alright.
Kyle Walker instead of Trent Alexander-Arnold?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a bit crazy.
That's baffling.
but you know, right, in the game against who was Denmark, Jack Grealish created more chances than Sancho, than Sterling, than Kane combined for the 20 minutes he
which
came on.
must mean Villa should get 13.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it means that England play shit style and
Yeah.
don't take advantage of their creative players like Sancho. But like England's problem is not their defense, because teams don't teams don't attack them really.
Yeah.
So why the fuck are you playing Kyle Walker?
Well, I
you
just-
play Kyle Walker against fucking Belgium. That's what you do. You do not play Kyle Walker, or you don't play Kyle Walker against fucking Iceland.
But so I'm guessing, Andrew, you have City to win title, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then United second. I think you're fucking crazy that you have United to win second, but
There's one thing, right, about Liverpool that I think will really help them, right?
what,
'Cause-
Naby Keita steps up.
No. First of all, okay, they're inconsistent. There were a lot more times I thought Liverpool were mediocre in games than they were.
lucky.
Well,
Yeah, at
no.
some points this season.
Well, they were definitely.
They've
Like,
really got the rub of green sometimes.
Yeah.
I think we got fucked
So,
sometimes.
like, I mean-
Hold on, we got fucked sometimes as well. Armpit offside.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's the points where, like,
How many
Mane
penalties?
scores that
How-
backwards flick header against Aston Villa.
Yeah.
How many? That's not luck. That's skill.
Yeah, but like, how many times do you think you see Mane like pull something off like that? I don't know. Like, it's a 90-minute goal against.
But when a
Villa.
player that good, you can think
There's
that's
the
not. You don't
times
think
where
that's
like
luck.
Mane went down in
Yeah.
the box in the first half of the season, where he got like 2 or 3 penalties. That
No, we don't.
Probably
Yo,
shouldn't have
what
been
the
a
fuck do you
penalty.
mean? We barely got any penalties last season.
no, there was.
We got the
some
one
where we
against
got
Leicester.
There was a lot of last late minute penalties that we got.
How many?
I think there was 3.
Name them.
I don't know. I can't remember. There's
There was
way too
Leicester.
far back. There was
Yeah.
one against Newcastle as well. I think.
Yeah.
I won. We beat.
I think
no,
or was it Brighton? There was one.
There was one
dominant
against
one.
Brighton, but even the manager said, "Yeah, that was a penalty."
Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, I think that was the season before as well. No, that was the season before because that was the season that.
No, there was definitely a few things where Liverpool were getting very lucky
No,
at the
there
start of the
wasn't.
season. There was. There
we
was a lot
we
of
were getting
things.
fucked by VAR.
Oh, you want to talk about
No.
getting fucked by VAR?
Here, no, hold on, no,
Villa
no.
are robbed. That's
Yeah,
what VA
fucking
stands for.
Really? Because
Yeah.
hold on,
All
well,
right.
you can directly attribute going technology to taking you, giving you a point that you didn't deserve, which then
That wasn't VAR.
which then
That's not to do with VAR.
but you're complaining about technology, and your technology is the only reason why you're
Right.
fucking still in the league. Which then
Well,
prompted
no.
Bournemouth to get relegated, and then they lost their top striker and their others winner.
I just think City had an off season.
But here's the thing:
Burnley.
what Liverpool
Twice.
have that every other team in the league doesn't have, they have an ability to grind out wins. The amount of times they won games by 1-0.
Yeah.
Or not 1-0, by 1 goal.
Yeah.
They did it a lot. And other teams can't do that. You know? If City can't smash a team, they can't just grind out that win. They have to either smash a team or they struggle. They lost to fucking Southampton. It's like, there's some, like, yeah, you can blame they had poor start to that season because they didn't have the poor. But what about when they came back? They were still losing games.
Yeah, but I still think City are just going to have that season where they just pull
I don't
it
know.
back in. Because they've had 3 seasons now where they've got plus 90 points.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone's getting that next season. I think everyone's improved. I think everyone will have improved dramatically going into the season. Well, not dramatically. Like, I'm gonna say this: Liverpool are not gonna win the title by 18 points next season,
No.
and there's not gonna be a 33-point gap between Liverpool and Man United.
I think this
But
year it'll be tight.
I think Liverpool, they have that ability to just get wins. Like
Like,
Liverpool
they're
side,
very lucky to get that
Liverpool
goal
side that
against
won
United as well.
Liverpool side that got 97 points would probably be better than the side that won. Like, they were playing better than they did when they actually won the title.
Yeah.
Because they were able to just smash teams. Liverpool, they didn't really like smash teams. Like Leicester, that City game, they didn't really like smash
Did they hammer
many
anyone
teams.
else? No,
You know?
I can't even remember anyone else that got hammered.
Like
We got very lucky against Sheffield that game as well. Where
that was
Dean
one was
Henderson,
lucky.
yeah.
That one
like
was
there
lucky.
there was a lot of things where Liverpool got quite lucky with some results, and I feel like
There's only 2 I can really think of.
the
Crystal Palace game.
I feel like sometimes you do need that kind of luck to win a
Well,
title.
like I mean, hold on. When City won beat us for the title when they got 99 points, they won that title by literally this much.
yeah,
That ball not going over the line by the slimmest of fucking margins cost Liverpool everything that season. Cost them Centurions, cost them the league, cost them the Invincibles. That little slim sliver. Or Fernandinho not getting sent off for that challenge on Salah, where he literally almost broke his fucking leg.
but I just think
How did he not get sent off for that?
I just think City have that quality that they can just do it again.
But, like,
I think De Bruyne will step it up.
I'm not
and
saying
do that
Liverpool
again.
didn't get lucky at times.
And he got just injured a lot this season.
Every
as well.
time, like when City beat us for the league in 2013-14,
Aguero back
they
as
were
well.
not going to win that league had Gerrard not. They got not lucky. And Gerrard slipped. You know, like if you're going to win the title, you do need
that wasn't
luck.
the only
Yeah.
though. Do you mean?
Well,
and
also, they got lucky that Crystal Palace somehow fucking pulled 3 goals out their fucking arse.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
You know, they got lucky.
But I think like I don't
But
know.
we did get lucky in some time. Like
Anyway, wait. I just want to ask you,
Like-
who do you think will be top goal scorer of the season?
What? No.
Højbjerg.
Ollie Watkins.
Ooh.
Oh, no, I'll say.
Aguero.
Oh, I don't think it would be Aguero. I always rule out Aguero just because
Who's never top goal scorer?
he also rotates with Jesus.
Which is stupid.
Yeah, and also he'll always get.
If
one
Jesus
injury.
gets anywhere near the amount of game time that Aguero does, then that will cost.
Aguero
That will
will
cost
always
City.
get a slight injury as
That
well.
will cost City.
Maybe.
It will.
I'll go with Werner.
I'm tempted to say. I think it'll be Salah.
Actually, you know what? No, fuck it back, Aguero. I'll fuck it Aubameyang.
I was thinking of Aubameyang, but I'd like.
What? Who do you think's player of the season?
Jack Grealish. I'm actually sticking with that one.
Fucking delusional.
I'm putting Jack Grealish there.
I think it's De Bruyne.
De
again.
Bruyne.
Oh, I was thinking Alexander Arnold.
Alexander Arnold, the young player.
No, player of the season.
Player of the season. Jesus.
Well, you can definitely get young player of the year, didn't he?
Hey.
Well, actually, no. Hold on. We all know the real best player is going to be Jesse Lingard. That young man's got a real great future.
Højbjerg, obviously.
Alright. Who?
Anyway, might as well fucking end this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired now.
Yeah.
Alright, let's finish.
I was tired by